just outside the hills of Hollywood. It's the Los Angeles Kings, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Bob Cole and Harry Neal next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada, and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Inspired by the fact that for half the year this country is covered with ice, we created a beer for the other half. Molson Canadian Ice. Slow brewed. Ice filtered. For an icy clean and refreshing taste that has made it Canada's favorite ice with beer drinkers. Welcome to the Ice Age.
I guess our 40th anniversary is pretty exciting.
We thought it'd be nice to celebrate with all our friends.
Of course, in 40 years, we've made a lot of friends. We just want to say thanks to all our customers.
Have some fun.
Because it's more than just a sale. There's a contest to win a cruise, activities for the kids.
And every day someone's going to win their purchase for free.
You know, in 40 years, you'll learn a lot about what customers want.
They expect more from Sears.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by Molson Canadian Ice. Welcome to the Ice Age. By Ford of Canada, where quality is job one. It's working. By Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, proud to be one of the leading sponsors of youth hockey in Canada. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
Everybody, and welcome to Game 4 from Los Angeles. The Kings and the Leafs. Here's Terry Gregson. He's the referee tonight. And working the lines will be Jerry Gauthier and Gord Brossiker. In a game, you might say, the Leafs almost have to win. They're in a very tight spot. And here's Felix Potvin. The 21-year-old starting his 18th playoff game. He's now 9-8 with a 2.75 goals against average. It's been a long, tough haul for the Leaf rookie. One thing we do know, Kelly Rudy is on a roll. He has started the last 8 games and is 6-2 over that span. He is 7-4 overall in the playoffs. Goals against average, 3.84. Now the Leafs are going to start McCown and Lefebvre, Krushelnyski with Gilmore and Foligno. It'll be Huddy and Sidor for the Kings. Reichel, Conacher, and Taylor up front. So here we go. Game 4. LA leading the series. 2 games to 1. And they indeed have home ice advantage now. Gilmore comes to center ice against Conacher. And it's slapped over the leaf line. McCown gave it away. And the first shot, Potvin had to be careful. Another shot right on. So the Kings come after the Leafs early. A big giveaway in there by McCown set that one up. In back of the net, Taylor looking around for somebody open, goes back to the line. And Sidor's shot is blocked. And Gilmore got back there to bring it out. Pass up to center ice. Foligno dressed tonight, and he's going in there to pick it up. Sidor beat him to it. It is Taylor coming back out. Krushelnyski can't stop him. Here's Gilmore into Foligno. He made a good move, and the shot drilled right on. And Rudy made the save, but that was a great move by Foligno and a good stop by Rudy.
Well, Foligno always is an energizer for the Leafs, and especially after games he didn't play, which was the game 3 of this series. Here's the Leaf lineup. We mentioned Zezel's injury. They'll really miss him. Their best face-off man, excellent in the offensive zone, a good penalty killer, and often plays against the other team's best line. Peter Zezel was hurt in game 3 as he was hit behind the LA net. You're going to see Zhitnik come in, and as Zezel's going down, he gets nailed, and has a bad neck and shoulder, and they hope he can play Tuesday. He'll be a big void in the Leaf lineup.
Corey Millen coming to center ice for LA. And he's had a good series against the Leafs. He's number 23. Vanderbilt dressed again tonight for the Leafs, and he'll face him on the faceoff. Vanderbilt won it, got near the net. The Kings pick it up. Blake shoved it to the line, not out. So Zhitnik comes in back of the net. Stopping there, Vanderbilt was upended in front of the goal. The play goes right on, and the Kings come out to the line. Zhitnik shot one in. It's near the net. Weak backhander, though, no problem. Donnelly took a whack at it, and the Leafs recover the puck and get out with it. Up to center, Osborne, a long shot in wide of the net. He takes his own rebound off the boards, and it's fed into the corner. This is Berg trying to flip it along the line. He did, and it came out. Todd Gill shot it back in. Now the Kings shoot it down the ice. Icing waved off, minute and a half into the opening period. No score. This is Gill coming out. Pass ahead across the line is Berg. In on a sharp angle and can't get a shot. He is pinned back there by Waters, but here's Osborne to the line. McCown put one in front of the net, and McSorley takes over. Poked it as far as the line, and it's shot down the ice. 2 minutes now gone in the first period. No score yet here in game 4 from Los Angeles. Here's Gilmore coming up. And in goes Anderson with Gilmore right behind him. The backhand shot by Anderson. Stiff angle on that one. And Rudy had a little problem stopping it. Anderson still fighting for it on the boards. Gilmore coming over to help, but it's cleared back to the line. McCown shot it in. Gilmore coming around the net, trying to fool Rudy again. He's out front. Backhander score! The Leafs get the first goal of the game, and what great work by Doug Gilmore to get it back out front, and Rouse, the defenseman, came in.
Well, it was a great play by Gilmore and a heads-up decision by Bob Rouse, number 3 for the Leafs. Gilmore, who's a dangerous customer when he gets behind the LA net with the puck. He fakes one way, he fakes the other way. McSorley's afraid to come either side of the post. Anderchuk does a good job, and both defensemen have to take him. And the rebound comes right out to Bob Rouse, who had headed off the point when he saw Gilmore in clear possession in front of the net. And Rouse was the new man on the scene, and that is the LA left-winger's job to take him, and he was not around.
Toronto goal, the third goal at 7 point, scored by number 3, Bob Rouse. The assist to number 93, Doug Gilmore. As number 34, Jamie McCowan.
McCown and Gilmore getting the assists on the goal. And 2:30 the time, the Leafs are in there again as they score first in this game. 1-0 Toronto. Rouse's third of the Kings are in there on the offside, but the puck is cleared, so the play will continue. And a great start for Toronto against the Kings and Rudy tonight, thanks to the work of Doug Gilmour, who was in behind the net. And really, Rudy was wondering which side Gilmour was going to come out on. And then he saw Rouse come in. 1-0.
This is how it looks to be a leader. Ford F-Series, the world's best-selling truck. Ford Ranger, North America's best-selling compact. Now, for a limited time, get Power Plus. A no-charge engine upgrade on F-Series pickups and Ranger Super Cab, which means more power on the job, more torque on the highway, greater all-round towing capacity, and less engine wear over the long haul. Drive a leader. At your Ford and Mercury dealers today.
Children grow up so fast. Jesse may look safe, but his head is more than halfway above the top of his seat. He could be hurt in an accident. At Esso, looking out for your safety is part of our service. So remember, Jesse would be safer in a booster seat with a regular seatbelt. Drive safely.
To me, good service also means getting you safely on your way.
You're on your way with Esso.
Barry Melrose is going with the same lineup for the LA Kings tonight, and there are the fellas that are not playing.
Toronto has scored their first goal by Rouse at 2:30 of this first period. They're leading 1-0. The Los Angeles Kings had a couple of pretty good scoring opportunities as we started the first period. Count a giveaway. But Potvin made the save, and then he had to make another big one. So it's 1-0 Toronto. And we're nearing the 4-minute mark of the first period. Alexei Zhitnik gave it away inside his own line. The Leafs roll it in behind the net. And it's Blake up through the middle. He tried to hit Carson with that pass, but it's all the way down the ice. And McCown back, and that's icing against Los Angeles.
Well, sometimes on goals, players that do make a major contribution do not get an assist. Dave Anderchuk on the Leafs' first goal by Rouse goes to the net, and you see McSorley and Waters have to tie him up. And that gives Gilmour the wraparound chance, and of course the rebound comes right to Rouse. So Anderchuk not in on the goal, but we know he really was. Those two fellas there have been involved in 20 of the last 31 goals the Leafs have scored in the playoffs. And Anderchuk has been silent in this round.
Face off to the left of Kelly Rudy. Toronto 1, Los Angeles, no score. Millen for LA. Won the draw. Back in the net, McSorley. Vanderbilt giving chase. McSorley succeeded in getting the puck out. And the Kings move in with it. And as Millen sliding one across in front of Potvin. Stopped at the line by McSorley. In goes Granato, but he is stopped. Granato again along the boards with Donnelly. Comes back near the line. The Leafs poke it down the ice. It got by Manderville all the way to the right of Rudy. He's out to play hard off the boards. Berg fires it back in for Toronto. That's Donnelly getting away from Manderville. Tried to hit him. Manderville ran into the boards rather heavily. And he's starting to shake it off now, and he's leaving. Here's a long shot in wide of the net. Sandstrom trying to put one on the net from just inside the line. Up to center, this is Gill. Gill coming in for Toronto. Getting in there. He's back of the goal. Todd Gill left it behind the net. Gilmour again, centered it. Here's Berg taking a shot. Elliott will. And that's knocked down in front of the goal. McSorley stopped it and cleared it away. A little bit too far for Reichel. And the Leafs are offside with that long pass up to Gilmour.
Well, Doug Gilmour, who has been the #1 man for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has 6 points in these 3 games in this series, 4 of them goals. No team seems to be able to keep him under control offensively for the series. The odd game he's been silent, but at the end of the series, he's at the top of the list on the scoring. Manderville, who's got some youthful speed and exuberance, just misses Tony Granato. Now, the odd time when you're a big guy like Manderville and you just get missed like Granato, a near miss catches your attention as well.
5 minutes and 5 seconds gone in the first period. Toronto with the only goal so far by Ross. The Kings come back in. A high shot by Sandstrom off the glass. And it's cleared to the center ice area again. Up to Reichel. Sandstrom with him. Reichel couldn't handle it cleanly inside that line. And the Leafs will have to come back out. Gill shot at the center ice. Anderson giving a bump. Now rolls it back to Gill. Gill against Gretzky. Got it by him. And now Anderson, but he had his pass intercepted. The Leafs pick it up at the line. Shot down the ice by Andrechuk. And they're making changes as the Kings go back at the 6-minute mark of the first period. 1-0, Toronto. And here come the Kings again. But it's broken up. Pearson slapped it back to center and another giveaway. Shutchuk turning in with Robitaille. Shot! Hit the side of the net. Sharp angle for him, and he was going for the short side and hit the side of the net. McCown to Wendell Clark. Shutchuk missed him. 2-on-1. It is Eastwood coming in with Pearson. Scores! Eastwood on a break and used the fake pass. And then ripped the shot by Kelly Rudy. And quickly in this first period, it is 2-0 Toronto.
Well, the LA Defense Corps, who have been really good lately, gets standing around, and Rob Blake gets gambling on the pass interception and can't get back. And you're right, Bob. Eastwood made a nice play. He got a break as it hit Zhitnik's leg and deflected in between the legs of Kelly Rudy. But he's got the puck on the inside. He's got a good angle and would have to make a backhand pass. A good decision and a bit of a lucky goal, but the Leafs are up 2-0, and it's never a bad play to shoot on a 2-on-1.
6:26 the time of that goal by Eastwood. Here's the announcement.
Scored by number 32, Mike Eastwood. Assist to number 17, Wendell Clark. And to number 34, Jamie McCowan. Time of the goal, 6:24.
6:24, the official time on that goal. Clark and McCown assisted, and that's Eastwood's first.
And here's Clark. Not only does he get the puck up into the middle of the rink, but he takes a shot from Shutchuk just after he cleared the zone with the pass. And there's a deflection off Zhitnik's leg between the legs of Rudy.
So, first Rouse, and now Eastwood, and it's 2-0 Toronto. Allen comes back in his own zone. Granato stopped the puck, but he was checked immediately. And the Leafs get it out. Rouse is coming up there with Foligno, the other side. Krushelnyski's shot, blocked on the short side by Rudy. And Charlie Huddy gets it ahead. Across center, it is dumped into the zone by Granato. He doesn't like the way Allen checked him in on the boards. They have a few words as the Leafs come back to center. Krushelnyski bounced it in off the boards. It goes behind the net. And the Leafs make changes. 2-0, Toronto leading. Out for the Kings again. Conacher comes speeding in on the left side, but he doesn't get the pass. Right goal, hanging on to it. Now Gill shoots one down the ice. It's in wide of the net. McSorley back, but the Leafs are in hustling. They pick it up. It is centered. Pearson was covered in front as Eastwood tried to set him up. Eastwood again with Gill on the boards. Clark there to help. And the Kings trying to clear it. There's a penalty being called, and it's the first penalty of the game, and it is coming against Vanderbilt.
Peace of mind. It comes of having made the right financial decisions, like listing your home at the right time, at the right price, and finding the right buyer. You needed the right advice to make those decisions, and chances are you started with the right agent. Because when you're selling your home, the right agent makes all the difference in the world. Realty World.
Metro Girl has a new...
electricity doesn't come from a hole in the wall. Do your part. Be Power Smart.
Stand to be corrected. It is Dave Taylor who draws the first penalty of the game, and it was tripping.
Look right in the middle of the screen right there. Dave Taylor hauls Eastwood down as Eastwood's attempting to go to the net in hopes of getting a pass. The Leafs have a power play, and it was their enemy in Game 3 as 2 shorthanded goals were scored by the Kings.
2-0 Toronto in an early lead here in Game 4. And we played 8 minutes now in the first period. Reichel and Ellen have something going. A little bit of fencing, but the play continues to center. It's Ellen who bounces one into the net. And Rudy stopped that. Now it's knocked down the ice. Gill and Ellen out of the net. Potvin nearly got caught there in the corner. Reichel coming in, and he's bumping with Gill. Out for Gilmore. Up to center and moving in as he shoots it high on the glass. And back to the net. It is picked up by the Leafs. Anderson. Andrechuk in front of the goal. Puck to the line to Welland. He takes the shot. And it is blocked. Huddy gets rid of it. Too high, though. And it gets into the crowd at the far side. So the face-off will come inside the LA line.
Well, I'm sure the Leafs are happy to get Dave Andrechuk. Remember, in the first period of Game 3, he was thrown out for high-sticking Charlie Huddy. 5 minutes in a game misconduct, and they need some offense, and he's a guy who can give it to them, and that's where he likes to live on the power play. And I think the Leafs have to bother Kelly Rudy a lot more than they have. And you can see Rudy trying to find the puck when it was out at the point. And quite often the goaltender won't find it, or if he does stop it, he can't control the rebound. And guys like Andrechuk live on rebounds.
Face off to the right of Rudy. 2-0 Toronto. Minute 10 left in the penalty to Dave Taylor of the Los Angeles Kings. Here's a break for Curry. On that angle he loves. And he missed the net this time with a hard shot. Curry very dangerous in a short-handed situation. And Gretzky is on there with him now. The Leafs bring it in. They get across the line. Gretzky is up there waiting for a pass. He gets the puck to the line. Was nailed on the check. And the Leafs pick it up to get it out. That's 2 breaks for LA, even though the Leafs have the man advantage, but they're coming in now. Here's Pearson. He tried to lift one high, centered. And Clark missed a glorious scoring chance. Clark hangs on to it inside the line, now loses it. It's off Gretzky and out. The Leafs have to get back on Siders. Wendell Clark. He tried to fake around the defenseman Rob Blake, and Blake would have nothing to do with that. 10 seconds left in the penalty as Gill fires one. The rebound is there, and Blake is on it to shoot it away and down the ice. Now the penalty to Taylor is over. 2-0 Toronto. They're at full strength. Gill's pass to center. And it's shot into the zone by Berg. And that is called on the offside at the blue line.
Well, the most obvious difference in the Leafs tonight is their energy level. Except for the third period of the first game, the LA Kings have out-hustled, out-energized, and actually out-hit the Leafs. But not tonight. And Pearson gets a great opportunity here as he steps by Yari Curry and gets in, hangs onto it a little too long, and gets out of the good scoring area, and Rudy makes a pretty good stop with his left hand, and then Wendell can't get his stick on a puck that slides through the crease. The Leafs did not practice yesterday. They took the day off completely and had a meeting at 5 o'clock. LA did practice, and it looks like the Leafs enjoyed the sun, as a lot of us did out here yesterday, Bob.
Toronto 2 and Los Angeles no score. First period. Past the halfway mark. The Kings come after one here. Slap right on. And a great save by Potvin. 2 of them were in. Donnelly and Millen with great chances. It's centered again. The Leafs will cover up now and hang on to it on the boards. Donnelly played it back to the net. Still inside the line. It goes right on now. The referee standing there. Gregson calls the play with half a dozen players piled in on the boards.
Well, this line of LA centered by Corey Millen with Granato on the right side and Donnelly on the left three real fast players. And Sador, who can move the puck, gets it up very nicely here to Millen. And watch the move he makes. Lefebvre just can't catch him. And he hooks him just enough. So he lost the puck, but then Potvin makes a great stop on Mike Donnelly. Here comes Millen. Puck on the outside. Leg out to take the slash. Potvin takes the shot, and look at this stop. Mike Donnelly's going to be dreaming about that one tonight if the Kings don't pull this one out. Potvin looked sharp early tonight, and he didn't look very sharp, I didn't think, in Game 3 by his playoff standards, which have been high.
He's had 3 or 4 big saves already in this hockey game. And right there, his latest on that scrimmage by the Los Angeles Kings. Almost a scrimmage right in front of him with 2 players standing on the doorstep. Millen and Donnelly, both great chances. But it's still 2-0 Leafs. Rouse back of the net. He's stopped in the corner. Krushelnyski trying to get it out. McSorley will keep it in with a shot deflected. It goes wide of the goal, and Potvin scooped it away to the corner. Molino hammered on the boards with that shot and all the way down to the net. Rudy leaving it behind the net for Waters. Here's Waters to pass, gets to center, but Rouse stopped it. Headed ahead, Krushelnyski lost it to McSorley. Sandstrom coming in with Carson. Carson and Robitaille. Here's Sandstrom. He's going in, and the shot stopped by Potvin. Sandstrom getting a great scoring chance. Puck out over the line into the center ice area again. 8:35 left in the opening period. 2-0 Toronto. Here's McSorley. Pass through the middle. Ella takes over. Ella coming out with Andrechuk and Krushelnyski. Foligno following in on the play. Andrechuk going for the net. And he's knocked down, and here's Robitaille going the other way. Robitaille played it up along the line. Carson in. Shot on the short side. I think Potvin might have got a piece of that. Carson digs it out. Tried to set it up back at the line, and Andrechuk had him hit his leg, and it just scooped down the ice. Andrechuk now going off. Here he comes. Now he stays on. But Reichel got away from him. Gretzky took a high shot, and that missed. Not by much, though. Anderson circles in front to watch Gretzky. Penalty called against Toronto, and I thought Andrechuk was going off. He is, but to the other side this time as McCown gets the penalty.
A salute to Louis, one of the first guys to come down from the trees and start walking. A momentous step in evolution. Among other things, this meant that eventually guys could get up from their chair and go to the fridge for a Molson Special Dry without having to walk on all fours. The evolution of beer.
Let me get this right. You don't work for a specific insurance company. You're an insurance broker.
Correct.
And if you handle my home or business insurance, you'll shop around like an advisor to find the perfect insurance company and coverage to meet my specific needs.
Yes, exactly. In fact...
And you will actually buy insurance on my behalf?
Right.
And that's what an insurance broker does.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you guys never stop talking, do you?
Your insurance broker understands.
I used pressure-treated lumber and still have expensive water damage. Why?
Even treated wood needs Thompson's Water Seal. It penetrates to protect wood, brick, and concrete from water damage. Thompson's, the first name in lasting protection.
McCown and Andrechuk in back of the net. It's McCown who gets the penalty.
He hooks the player right here, Suchak, as Suchak is going for the puck. The LA Kings power play hasn't been as powerful as their penalty-killing team has been, but they're getting a chance here.
It is Zhitnik. Slipped the pass to Blake. Into goal post. Another chance. Gretzky scores. Gretzky got the rebound after the puck came off the post.
Wayne Gretzky gets his first goal of this series, his 104th in his illustrious playoff career. And can you believe, coming into today's game, Gretzky, you're going to see the shot go off the post, as Bob mentioned, and it'll squirt right out to Wayne Gretzky, who makes no mistake putting it up over a fallen Potvin. Here's perhaps a better look. The puck hits the post right here. Sandstrom gets a chance, and Potvin scoops it right to Wayne Gretzky. And Wayne Gretzky does not allow Potvin to get off the hook with that one. coming into tonight's game. Both teams' top offensive players were slumping, and Gretzky was one of them.
12:22, the time of that goal, the first by LA tonight. Gretzky gets the goal, and it's 2-1 now, Toronto. And they come in again. Renato was stuck. Taylor couldn't move it near the net. He got it in back of the goal. Reichel was standing in front. Now Clark, out to Eastwood. Eastwood is checked by Sador, and he played it to Reichel, who was bumped. Kings are on it. Conacher played it in on the right wing, and a long shot nowhere near the net. Taylor tried to pick it up off the boards. Here's Pearson. Ian Clark in there with Eastwood. It is shot to the corner, and Clark digs it out. Wendell Clark slipping away from Sador. Clark takes it out front of the net. Couldn't get a shot. He's knocked down, though. And there will be a penalty to the Los Angeles Kings as Clark came out front of the net. And he's on his knees, very slow to get up. Seems to be okay now. He hobbles back to his skates.
Warren Reichel's the guy that's going to get the penalty. Slashing, I believe. And he slashed Clark as Clark was just walked off the side boards. And with that goal, Wayne Gretzky ties Gordie Howe for that record we've talked about. Here comes the penalty here. The puck comes to Clark. He's just going to get ready to shoot it, and Reichel chops him down. Gretzky ties Gordie Howe for the most goals when you combine playoff goals and league goals.
Only a matter of time. No assists on that goal, by the way. The goal by Gretzky, his 9th of the playoffs, 12:22 the time on a power play.
Well, I had mentioned that Gretzky, that's his first of the series. Robitaille has not scored, Carson has not scored, and Gretzky hadn't until then. For the Leafs, Clark, Borshevsky, and Andrechuk have yet to score. So these 6 guys who are mainstays offensively for the teams haven't scored. And that's a long drought by their standards.
6:40 remaining in the first period. The shots are even, 9 apiece. But the score, the Leafs 2 and the Kings 1.
Well, I know I mentioned in the Detroit series that if Toronto doesn't outwork Detroit, outgrind them, out-hit them, and out-muscle them, then talent is going to decide who wins the series. Detroit couldn't match Toronto most games and lost it. And this is what has happened to the Leafs in their 2 losses against LA. They're letting a talented team at least equal them in the work department, and then a talent takes over, and the Leafs are second best in that department in this series.
Minute 45 left in the penalty to Los Angeles. Leafs shoot it in. It went high over the glass. Rouse scored first, then Eastwood to make it 2-0. And Gretzky here on a power play by Los Angeles, 2-1.
Well, Dave Ellett had an interesting comment about Game 3. He said we took a lot of stupid penalties, and that's completely out of character for this team in these playoffs and this season, and you cannot give talented teams like LA gift power plays. And I think he hit the nail right on the head.
This is Todd Gill gaining the zone along the boards to the corner. Gill trying to center it, and Gilmore is there to pick it up. Gilmore along the boards, dropped it back. Anderson with Gilmore waiting. Gilmore moving in a couple of steps. Now gets set, throws a pass in there, and it bounced away from Anderson. Gill is on it to shoot it back at the net. McSorley trying to clear it out. It is Gilmore again, centering it. Down goes Rudy, and he comes up big. Now McSorley gets up and nails Andrechuk and floors him. Referee Gregson was right there. It'll be interesting if he calls anything.
He didn't. And this is what bothers the players. In games 2 and 3, that would have been a penalty by Koharski and Andy Van Helleman standards, but not tonight. McSorley's a tough customer, and he's played great hockey. Now the whistle goes. That's why McSorley's mad, because Anderson kicked the skates from underneath him. So I'm glad to see that referee Harry Gregson is allowing a little bit of this to go on. No one, including the players, like to see a penalty-filled game.
5:58 left in the first period. Leafs lead by a goal on a power play. Ellett gloved by Rudy. That was a sharp stop by Rudy. It was through a crowd in front of him, but he shut out that catching hand and held it.
Well, Kelly Rudy was the goaltending for LA was debatable coming into the playoffs. In the first round and in the second, they used 2 goalies. Kelly Rudy has slowly but very surely taken over the #1 job. And as you mentioned, Bob, he's 6-2 in his last starts. He's only allowed 2 goals in his last 2 games, and he's allowed 2 up till tonight. And he had a 71-minute, 5-second shutout string going against the Leafs from the end part into game 2, well into game 3.
This is Waters with the puck and a chance to shoot it down the ice. With a crazy hop off the glass and landed on the stick of Gilmore. Honecker is in there picking it up. Kills a few seconds by going back to his own zone to Blake. And Blake drills a long one down the ice. 45 seconds left in the penalty. 2-1 Toronto. And now Gill starts them back again. This is Ella coming in. That shot telegraphed, easily deflected by Rob Blake, and it's into the crowd.
Well, I was talking to Kelly Rudy this morning, or actually in the morning before game 3. Neither team practiced this morning with a 5 o'clock start. And he told me that he has not felt this good in a long time here in LA. And they went through 3 goalies. The flip of the coin, who was going to start? Stauber, Rudy, and Nickel. And everybody, including, I'm sure, Barry Melrose, was wondering who is going to be the guy. Well, one of them emerged in the playoffs for us. Well, that question's been answered for Cap Rader. You see him, the assistant coach, on the far side of Barry Melrose.
There's no doubt the last 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, you're right, they did not know who might start in the playoffs. And even when the playoffs got underway, there were still a few question marks. But Rudy has come on, and he's their man now, no doubt about that. 2-1, Toronto leads. 5:23 left in the first period. Gretzky got the goal for LA on a power play. Rouse and Eastwood scored for Toronto. Foligno dropped the pass in there. And it's set, Foligno scores! Foligno gets the goal, and a great play he made to get that goal. He set it up and took off for the net, and the timing was perfect.
Well, the old give and go. There's not much a defensive team can do against the give part of the give and go. But you can certainly stop the go, and they didn't. And look what happens. Foligno makes the little pass and then goes to the net and is rewarded with a lovely little pass in front, and he put it in. And gives you his characteristic jump. Getting a little older, so the jumps aren't quite as high, but they mean the same thing, Bob.
Toronto goal, a power play goal. The second goal and 6th point, scored by number 71, Mike Foligno. The assist to number 26, Mike Kruzeliski, and number 16, Nikolai Borshevsky.
Borshevsky and Kruzeliski.
13-52.
Assisting on that goal now. Papa has to cover up on the short side. Prevent the Kings from cutting the lead again. It is 3-1 Toronto on the Foligno goal. And the Leafs come in. Osborne with Snail trying to go to the net. And the play is stopped. Face off to the right of Rudy. Coming up. Foligno at 14:52. 3-1 Toronto.
I'm feeling empty. I'm feeling blue. I know it's over, and I know it's through.
Man, now that's the blues.
Next time you want to Diet Pepsi, Ray, all you got to do is ask.
Now that's the right one, baby.
Take a moment to compare the 93 Ford Taurus GL sedan and wagon to the imports. Taurus comes well equipped with over 24 standard features, including air, power windows, and available anti-lock brakes. You'll also discover not just 1, but 2 airbags. The price? Thousands less than the imports. Wagon or sedan, just $19,995. No wonder Taurus is the best-selling car in North America.
Quality is job one. It's working.
Here's a good example of why you like Rob Blake as a defenseman. He lets Osborne make all the moves with the puck and then nearly takes his head off. Risk taking a penalty there, but Gregson's being generous to both teams.
Foligno has made it 3-1 Toronto at 14:52. Kruzeliski and Borshevsky assisting. Leaf power play goal. 3-1 Toronto, first period. 4:20 left. Conacher through center ice. Gets up to the lead line and dumps it in, and LaFave picks it up. He's pinned on the boards by Taylor. Puck is frozen there with the skate of LaFave, but now Taylor gets it loose again. Pounds at it, and it goes to Clark. He can't get it out. Kept in by Conacher, back to the net to the corner, and the Leafs pick it up and clear the zone. 3:55 remaining in the period. A race on Ford and Rudy out to play it away from Clark. Pearson tried to stop McSorley. Down goes Carson. He's offside. And the play will come back inside the Los Angeles line.
Well, Jimmy Carson's a guy who's done nothing in this series offensively. He doesn't play as much as he did when he first came over from the trade, but he's one of those guys that hasn't got a goal. And he's a goal scorer. I mean, that's his bag in this game. And I'm sure Barry Melrose would like to see Jimmy Clark and Luc Robitaille get involved in this series offensively. They're both well over 50 goals lots of seasons.
Here's Rouse. Takes a shot, hit a skate. Robitaille picks it up immediately and comes in over the leaf line. But Curry on the left wing was anxious to drive in there. A little too anxious, and he's offside.
Well, Luc Robitaille mentioned him, no goals. He's got 5 in the playoffs. This is his 16th game, and here's the stat that will really shake you up. He has got 1 shot in this series. And look at these stats for regular season. Boy, the slump bug is right in his system, going around big time.
Rouse, Eastwood, and Foligno, the goal scorers for the Maple Leafs. Gretzky has scored for Los Angeles. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Up to center, Shitnik. Like the way this defenseman turns it on. High shot off his stick on the glass. He can really motor it. Now Curry standing in front of the net on check for a few seconds until Ellett picked him up and the Kings couldn't center it. Rouse watching the play in on the boards. Comes in now, trying to take it away, but Curry can't get a shot this time. And it's Gilmore lifting a high one down the ice. 3 minutes left in the period. Shitnik again. Rink wide pass, not working. It is Sandstrom trying to find room against Dallin, and he does not. And it's cleared back out over the line. The Leafs up on it. To center ice is the defenseman Todd Gillian. To stop against Shitnik. Here's McCown. McCown's pass by Gilmore into the zone as the Leafs wanted to make changes. Shitnik turned around. He left it now, and Honey fired it on the boards, and it's chopped all the way down the ice. It'll be icing if Gill can get there. No, he did not. And the Leafs clear it anyway. 2:20 left in the period. Toronto leads 3-1. The shots are 12-10 in favor of the Maple Leafs. Zador slammed one on the boards and got it out. However, it's onto the stick of Jamie McCown, and he shoots it in again. Now Gill. And McCown, he's checked quickly. Krushelnyski checked, can't find it. Foligno does. Krushelnyski can't get away from Shuchuk. Finally goes down, and there's going to be another penalty to the Los Angeles Kings as Krushelnyski was hauled down, and Shuchuk will get the penalty. 1:52 left in the period.
Well, Krushelnyski had made the little pass and then tried to get back in on the rush, and Shuchuk took him out and finally tripped him. It was a determined attempt by Krushelnyski on a little give and go right up the LA King blue line. And when Shuchuk saw he was losing Krushelnyski, he tripped him. Now watch the little pass there. Now Krushelnyski knows they got something going here if he can only get away from this guy. But he can't lift his leg high enough. And down he goes. The Leafs get a power play with 1:52 to go here in the first period, and they are ahead 3-1.
There have been 2 power plays already in this first period, one by LA, Gretzky unassisted, and Foligno for the Maple Leafs. Well, the Leafs are on another power play now, leading by 2 goals over the Los Angeles Kings here in Game 4. Campbell Conference Final. Kings lead the series 2-1. Rouse dumping one in back of the net. Cleared on the boards, but stopped by Borshevsky. Borshevsky trying to center it. The Kings will pick it up and again clear the zone. 1:20 left in the period. This is Gilmore. Right wing pass to defenseman Rouse, slipped it ahead. Anderson backed off the hit that was coming. And Waters shoots it down the ice. Pretty good penalty killing by LA. Renato ran into Felix Potvin, prevented him from going after the puck. And Richuk brings it over the line. He gets in there. Now it's to back off from the net. Looked as if he was going to pump one toward the goal. Back to the line again. Now Borshevsky to Gill a second time. Low shot. Missed. Rebound. Tuck tried to set up Andrechuk. Here's Borshevsky. To Andrechuk behind the goal. Borshevsky on the boards gets set. He won't shoot it from there, and Gill at the line gives him another chance. He's moving up, slides it in. Andrechuk tried to tip it high. It's in back of the net. Borshevsky comes in there. Borshevsky takes over, trying to center it back to the line to Gill. To Borshevsky, again going to the net with a shot. Oh, and a great chance by Clark, and he just missed. Into the corner, great pressure, another shot. There's Andrechuk with Borshevsky again. Borshevsky shoots it. That is blocked, and the Kings hang on. With only 7.6 seconds remaining in the period. Great pressure by the Maple Leafs, Harry. I think they had maybe 4 glorious scoring chances, but couldn't put one in.
Well, some excellent passing, and when a team is as aggressive as the Kings are in the penalty killing, the only way you're going to manufacture a good chance is to be able to complete 3, 4, 5, 6 passes. Eventually, you're going to find one of them who can't get back into position. Now, Waters makes a nice play here by not only blocking the shot, but covering the puck. Now, Andrechuk's right in front of the net, and he's taken a pounding from Rob Blake. But just occupying Blake's attention is worth something, because if that puck comes into the crease, and you saw Wendell Clark nearly tipping it in as Blake was busy trying to throw Andrechuk out of there.
Last face-off, maybe. In this period, it comes right to the net. Scramble! Pearson couldn't jam it in just as the horn goes to end the period. And the Leafs on this power play certainly came close to making it 4-1. But they'll settle for a 2-goal lead after the first 20 minutes. Well, the shots in the period, 13-10 in favor of Toronto.
The big change for the Leafs in the power play is that man in front of the net. As a matter of fact, they're giving Kelly Rudy more problems than they have in any of the first 3 games, except that third period of game 1, and they are ahead 3-1. Our Coach's Corner coming up with Don Cherry. Don't miss it. And a lovely feature on someone you've admired for years, Bob Foster Hewitt.
So the score at the end of the first period here in Los Angeles. The Leafs 3 and the LA Kings 1.
Hang on for the ultimate adventure of the summer.
At theaters Friday.
At TD Bank, we have 475 customers named John Smith. They're all different, so we have different services to fit everyone. Because at TD, no matter what your name is, you're never just another John Smith. TD, your bank, your way.
Every day at factories like this, auto products like this motor oil are packaged. Some with the MotoMaster label, some with another famous label. The idea being, people pay more for a national brand name. But when you buy MotoMaster oil, you get the best of both worlds. National brand quality that costs a lot less. Because when it comes to your car, we believe it's the product in the package that counts, not the label on it. MotoMaster, quality automotive products for a lot less.
A twin blade from Bic?
What's in it for me?
I'm a big man. Big man.
This is new? A twin for normal skin and a twin for sensitive, right?
I'm a big man.
I'm a sensitive guy, right?
So I tried it.
Big man.
It was good.
It was
I'm
great.
a big man.
new Big Twin Select. Normal, sensitive.
It really blew me away. It made a big man out of me.
If you want to make a powerful statement, Basic Black is an excellent choice, especially when the truck that's wearing it is this Ford F-Series, the best-selling vehicle in North America, and right here in BC. That's quite a statement. Personally, I think it would be just as popular in Bimini Blue, Mocha, Wild Strawberry. Oh, but don't let me color your thinking.
Introducing Molson Canadian Ice. Slow brewed, ice filtered for a unique, icy clean, crisp, and refreshing taste. Welcome to the Ice Age.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
Think about how you'll spend your life. 24.5 years sleeping. 3.1 years eating. 2.4 years in the bathroom. 3.2 years listening to boring lectures.
Dung beetle.
Which leaves 5.1 months for pure, unadulterated, mindless...
We're opening Coach's Corner in the Dark tonight, which is normally where we end it. This is a gift from Bruce McNall for Don Cherry. He came flying over before the game, and Bruce was, as he is whenever he brings you some of his wardrobe, pretty excited about this beat Toronto.
I used to cheer for the Argonauts too all the way. I'll tell them that. Yeah.
All right, lovely little hat trick to start things
Thanks.
out. What do you think of the game? Bill, you can fire the lights. Go ahead.
All right, here's the way it is right now. Let's give Gregson a little credit here, eh? If we're going to rip the referees when they do a bad job, let's give a pretty good one when they do a good job. Remember I said the last time, Feligno, when he sits out a game, he comes back with a vengeance. Come back with a vengeance.
Don't think LA'd have been too happy with the last penalty, but you're right. Terry's been outstanding.
Anyhow, look at the record of the fourth game of the Toronto Maple Leafs all the time. And remember I said the most important game is here. They're always come storming in that fourth game all the time.
The last 3 years, 15 rounds in the playoffs, teams are 10-5, those that win Game 4.
Is that right?
Montreal lost Game 4, so does that mean the New York Islanders are going to win, Don?
You know, I'll tell you one thing. They're loose as a goose. And when they're in there, they got nothing to lose. That's the big thing. They got nothing to lose. See the guys that scored: Thomas, Flatley, DiPietro, guys like that coming through all the time. Patrick Waugh seeing the puck pretty good. But I'll tell you one thing, Jock. I know you're watching it there. Be very, very careful. That happened to me. I did the very same thing as you're doing. I remember they come back. LA come back. This team right here come back to Boston. And I remember we were loose and having fun. Oh, well, we got them. Butch Goring scored in overtime. First time in my life I ever saw a team first carry a guy off the ice. And they come back, and we were losing here. Cheevers saved us. So, Jacques, Al's going to get him going. Don't be too cocky up there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's not happy about the home gate. By the way, Pat Flatley and Glenn Healy, if you're watching, we saw the feature on Hockey Night in Canada. Pat Flatley is a dynamite straight man, better than you, I'd say, and Glenn Healy did a great job, not just in goal, but on this TV show, too. Dick Irvin also mentioned you on the telecast last night.
Yes, and I said, and not only that, Gary Bettman come over in Toronto and said, you know, he wants to meet Don Cherry, everybody does. And he says, I understand you don't like, there was an icing right there. And I said, yes, I don't like that. Somebody's going to get hurt. And he says, well, I don't know about it. And I says, I don't like it. There's schmozzles after. And he says, I thought you liked schmozzles. And I said, I don't like schmozzles. I like fights. Anyhow, we got a little clip here as we run last night. Gary, I know you watch all the time. Let's see it right now. This is a Russian guy got hurt. What was it?
Malikov.
See, he's got to go in. He hates to go in. Everybody hates to go in, but you got to go. You know, you shouldn't. That was Dion, I think, wasn't it, or DPS?
Yes, it is.
Dion, shouldn't do that. You know?
Happened to Kasparaitis later in the third period, too.
Now, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and everybody in Canada's heart should be, the Memorial Cup. Sioux Greyhounds. Now, I got this here. Let's take a little shot of it right here. You got that there? Isn't that funny, the Coop Memorial Cup? Can't figure that one out, but anyhow.
Imagine they posed with it. This is the third year they've been there, but they posed with the cup.
And my name's on that right there, by the way, too. A lot of people, you talk to guys that win the Stanley Cup, they're just as a thrill to win the Memorial Cup. Now, let's just go, let's talk. Just a minute. They won it.
The score, okay.
Well, 4-2. But let's just talk about Teddy Nolan and the Sioux Greyhounds, okay? First of all, top 3 coaches, Teddy Nolan doesn't even get nominated. So that's okay, sometimes that happens. Then we go to the All-Rookie Club, no Greyhounds on it. Can't figure that out. Then we go to the top 3 All-Stars, nobody's on that. So Sherry Basson, it was Sherry Basson all along that did it. No, I really want to congratulate you guys. You've been there. You lost it, I think, last year with 28 seconds to go. You've been knocking on the door all the time. It's a great city. You know why I think it's a great city?
Yes, I do know why.
Yes, and the government tried to get you.
Language.
Yes, right. Government tried to get you. You're a great city. Congratulations, Sherry, Ted, and all the guys. You're super. And Dick Todd, we should say. Dick Todd. Peterborough, it's tough. I know must be tough to lose to, but Sherry's...
Rick Kowalski, the captain of the Greyhounds, scored a goal in the game. He comes from Simcoe, Ontario, and we'll hear from Rob Blake in our second intermission. Comes from the same town, so...
Congratulations to
got a
all.
goal out of this game.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Congratulations to all you guys. I know how you feel. You're on cloud 9. Dick and Ted, you did a great job. Keep her up, I'll tell you.
Kudos to the Greyhounds from the guy with the Bull Terrier in this installment of the Coach's Corner on Molson Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
Hello, allergy sufferers. It's me, Grass. Can we talk? So, I make you a little sick when I pollinate? Pollen schmallen. Stop kvetching and take Claritin already. It works fast on your itchy eyes, runny nose, and sneezing. And for extra allergic congestion, take Claritin Extra. But why listen to me? Claritin is a non-drowsy brand doctors recommend most. So, what are you waiting for?
Close your eyes and imagine. Go with this.
Active
memory switch. Every day. Living. Switch on. Participation. Moving your way every day.
Canada's North. Majestic and serene. Or is it?
Join me Saturdays for Northlands.
The wonder years end. What will happen to young love? And then...
We're all going to have to get cracking now.
the conclusion of Designing Women. 2-hour-long series enders. Wonder Years in Designing Women. Wednesday, June 2nd on CBC. Highlights of the Juno Awards with hosts Celine Dion, the Bare Naked Ladies, and a tribute to Anne Murray. The Juno Awards highlights. Friday, June 4th on CBC Television.
CBC News. More reporters in more places. A dedication to the Canadian point of view. Unrivaled depth in news. CBC Primetime News weeknights.
Ford of Canada, a founding sponsor of the new Hockey Hall of Fame, salutes those who've made history in the playoffs. For the last century, the chase for the Stanley Cup's left behind a trail of unforgettable memories. Tonight, our focus moves behind the scenes to the man who relayed the scene to a devoted nation. Foster Hewitt is next.
Oh, baby, I can't stand still. I'll keep on working, and the hours will keep on moving. Yeah, looking for the sun.
no driving, baby, but the thrill is on. I can't stand still.
Ford F-Series trucks. They've kept Canada moving with the best-selling pickups for over 27 years.
Free television, and with pro hockey in its infancy, the sport needs someone to be its eyes. A person to impart to the fans the grand personalities the game has to offer. The sport turned to a young man with abundant enthusiasm, Foster Hewitt. Mr. Hewitt had an initial broadcast in 1923, and before long, he was the voice of hockey. Throughout the 1930s and 40s, he was the link for thousands across Canada between their living rooms and the heroes they worshipped but never saw. Such was his talent that many could envision Maple Leaf Gardens and the players who'd become their heroes. From 1923 to 1972, the legend of Foster Hewitt. Ford of Canada, a founding sponsor of the new Hockey Hall of Fame.
We know we see all the men you have to be, just how much you give, all the lives you live.
From Gillette Sensor Technology comes the Gillette Series. Shaving, aftershave, and deodorant products to help a man look, feel, and be his best. The Gillette Series. With Gillette Sensor, it's redefining men's grooming.
Hi, I'm Art Drysdale, and this is the Garden Claw. Using spades, forks, or cultivators can be back-breaking. The Garden Claw has a patented design that virtually eliminates bending and lifting. Turn the handles and the steel tines corkscrew down into all soils, even clay. It's perfect for mixing in peat and fertilizer, and it's ideal for working around plants and shrubs. The Garden Claw is backed by a 100% guarantee.
Look for this display.
Available at Woolco and participating Beaver Lumber, Home Hardware, and Co-op stores.
Hello, allergy sufferers. It's me, Grass. Can we talk? Sal, I make you a little sick when I pollinate? Pollen schmallen. Stop kvetching and take Claritin already. It works fast on your itchy eyes, runny nose, and sneezing. And for extra allergic congestion, take Claritin Extra. But why listen to me? Claritin is a non-drowsy brand doctors recommend most. So, what are you waiting for?
Well, what car are these guys talking about?
The longer I had this car, the more little things that I found about it that irritated me, and I thought, they haven't thought through this car enough.
As we all know, I mean, the styling department, I think they have one part-time person and half a drawing board in there, but, you know, they changed the front-end styling, and then 2 years later they changed the back, and now we have what we've got.
Watch Driver's Seat, Saturdays on CBC Television.
With fake little quarter windows, which the light...
This week on the Country Beat, Michelle Wright, Colin Ray, Buddy Knox, and Brent Parkin. And we'll have videos by Hal Bruce, Travis Tritt, REM, and a lot more. I'm Bonnie Balaban. Don't miss it.
Saturday on CBC.
Tonight, on the shortest course, in the smallest land, stands the biggest race of all. All the glamour of Grand Prix racing in one word, Monaco, tonight.
This portion of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC was brought to you by Ford of Canada. Quality is job one. It's working.
Welcome back to the Great Western Forum. It is a 3-1 hockey game in favor of the Maple Leafs. And here's the scoring of the first. Rouse is third of the playoffs at 2:30. Then Eastwood, his first at 6:24. Wayne Gretzky, an unassisted goal on a Kings power play at 12:22. And then Mike Foligno at 14:52. And it's 3-1 Toronto.
Well, with Gretzky's goal, he gets 869, including the playoffs, to tie the immortal Gordie Howe. And Potvin makes one stop, the goalpost makes another, and then Potvin clears the puck right onto the stick of Wayne Gretzky, and with a neat little backhander, he ties Gordie Howe. Ice time 4 minutes and 22 seconds. That's very low, and for that matter, Gilmore 6:46 is low compared to the amount they have played in the first 3 games of the series.
Very brief power play for the Leafs as we start the second. Only 5 seconds left in the Los Angeles penalty. It is now over as the Leafs come in there. Andrechuk tried to center it. Gretzky takes it away and brings it back. Gretzky's pass to the right wing. Shootchuk trying to go after it. And McCown was there ahead of him. And it's cleared back to center ice. Anderson in full speed nearly picked it up out there. And the Leafs back it up. Gretzky in forechecking. It's Toronto. The pass to center. Andrechuk comes over the line. Andrechuk tried to go in and turns back to the blue line. Now put it in there for Anderson. Gilmore got in front of the net and was checked. And the Kings shoot it down the ice. Fave comes back. Gets away from Shewchuk. Pass up along the boards, and Blake will wait as the teams were changing. The center, Zhitnik. Long shot in. Off the boards, it comes down to Granato. Potvin was covering on the short side as Granato had that quick shot at the Leaf net.
Well, Felix Potvin, I had the chances at 9 for Toronto and 5 for LA, and 2 of the 5 for LA came right in the first minute of play. So Potvin has not had as much to deal with as Kelly Hrudey has, but he looks a little more confident tonight. He's got one talent, Bob, I've noticed most times all year. Off a so-so performance, he comes back and he plays really well, and what a great skill for a young goalie.
Face off to the left of Potvin. The Kings win the draw, but they can't make a good play in there, and Berg shot it out. Up to center, Gill, the defenseman, in with Gilmore. He's pushed around in the corner by Millen, who chased him all the way back. And the Kings shoot it down the ice again, but this time, with Gill back to touch it, icing is called against Los Angeles.
Well, one of the things that surprised me about the LA Kings in this series has been their defensive play. You saw all those high scores, 7 goals, 9 goals when they played against Vancouver and Calgary in rounds 1 and 2. But here, Toronto's had a tough time scoring. And here's a good example of why. A little guy like Corey Millen ties up a big guy as far as the Leafs are concerned, like Doug Gilmour. I don't mean big in size, but I mean big in life. Corey Millen, 20 goals in each of the last 2 seasons. He hasn't been very productive in the playoffs, but he's a threat with that great speed.
1 minute, 24 seconds gone in the second. 3-1, Toronto leads here in Game 4. Around the net for Waters. The Leafs forechecking well. And it's kept in on the boards by Manderville. Berg digging it out, coming out front of the net. Trying to shoot one along the ice, did. It got to Hrudey, but he was down on all fours and made that stop.
Well, it certainly looks to me like the give and go, a little hockey play that the Leafs have used a lot in the first period and the early part of the second period. And it has caused some problems for the Kings. Granato takes the Osborne to the goal, and then Berg tries to sneak it through everyone's leg into the net. But the give and go has got 1 goal for Toronto, has caused another one. And the LA the defensive zone coverage has been a little lax tonight compared to the first 3 games.
That given goal Harry mentioned was the Foligno goal when Krushelnyski took his pass and then relayed it to Foligno at the net. That made it 3-1. 14:52 of the first period. Face off now to the left of Kelly Hrudey. Toronto trying to even the series and get home ice advantage back again. Icing again against the Kings as they're starting rather slowly and waiting for a break maybe.
Well, Ron McLean was saying Game 4, and Don Cherry, of course, has said that for a long time. It's the most important game of the series. In the '93 playoffs this year in rounds 1 and 2, the team that won Game 4 has a 10-2 record as far as winning the series is concerned. So, I hate to say this, but those 2 guys, McLean and Cherry, must know what they're talking about. Well, combined they do.
Face off to the left of Hrudey, and it's won by Toronto. In back of the net goes Pearson. He's pinned by Waters. Hart takes over. Hart trying to cut out front of the net. Trying to jam it in on the short side. He was stopped. Leafs keep it in there. Hart again with McSorley all over him. Clark around the net. McSorley chased him the other way. Clark trying to one-hand it out front, and McSorley has him pinned now. And the Kings bring it out. Long pass to center ice. Gretzky is up there at the blue line. As Honecker goes in around the net, comes out, rebound McSorley, can't get a shot, 2-0 Toronto, and it's going to be right in front of Eastwood, can't get the shot, rebound, score! They got the rebound and score. Eastwood had the break, but couldn't put it by Rooney, but the rebound was there. And the Leafs get the goal to make it 4-1 as Pearson picked it up and slammed it home.
Well, and a great opportunity for McSorley on this wraparound attempt. And watch the puck come right out to McSorley. And Rouse with a great poke check. And as you mentioned, Bob, we've got a 2-0, but look at Pearson. Pearson beats the next king to the net. And look what he's rewarded with. If 15, if 2, if 33 had all skated full out on the back check, they would have got to Pearson before Pearson got that puck. But they skied or coasted and watched the play, and it cost them a goal.
It's amazing that McSorley didn't shoot the puck when he had the chance. He tried to stick handle around, and one man left in front of Potvin. And it ended up in a clear break for the Maple Leafs. And here at 2:34 of the second period, the Leafs have taken a 4-1 lead against the LA Kings. Taylor given a hard hit by McCown. Brushelinski digs it out of the corner. Baumgartner on the ice now, and he's stopped at center ice. Curry in his own zone, being chased by Foligno. Curry gets the pass away. Robitaille dropped it back. Here's Curry! Stopped by Potvin. Made a big stop on Curry as he went in on the backhand. And Potvin made a good save.
Yari Curry, if he'd gone upstairs with it, would have scored.
Second goal and fourth point scored by number 12.
We'll be right back after this message.
The assistant to number 32, Mike Eastwood.
Tired of the city? Escape the urban jungle every weekend on Cottage Country. Do-it-yourself projects, features, and celebrities make Cottage Country your guide to the great outdoors. Join Craig Thompson, Kathy Squires, and their daughter Katie as they explore Cottage Country. Saturdays on CBC Television.
Well, one of my favorite shows on CBC is On the Road Again. Wayne Rostad, I like the songs he sings, I like the people he sings about. Hello, neighbors, hello, friends, here we are on the road again.
Here we are, here we go, down the highway, down the road.
When you hear that little theme song, you come in from the kitchen and sit down, because otherwise you're going to miss something.
Rob Pearson's second goal of the playoffs at 2:34 from Clark and Eastwood. Makes it 4-1 Toronto.
Give Pearson credit, boy, he was a long way back when that rush started. Go to the net. Good things often happen.
So the Kings fall behind to the Toronto Maple Leafs here in the second period of Game 4. Blake from the blue line. Reichel on the other side comes in, and Shuchuk had to go off his skate. Blake again ripped it into the far corner. Potvin watching that funny hop off the glass. Centering puck. Cross in front of Potvin. Nobody could tip it near the net, and the Kings come back. It is Zhitnik and Blake. Blake coming to the line. Carson's left wing pass. Shuchuk going along the boards, and Rouse stopped him. It's kicked back to Carson. Carson in with a shot. That's off the outside of the post. Penalty coming up. As the Leafs pick it up, the Los Angeles player was decked to the left. Reichel.
I think 18 Taylor's getting it for piling into Felix Potvin. Or maybe it was Reichel. He was knocked flying, was Potvin, and Gregson's arm went up right away, and it looks like Warren Reichel is going to get it. Now Reichel comes in from the corner as Potvin is concentrating on the point shot. No one pushed him into him. And there's the penalty. Gregson had it right away.
Warren Reichel, 2 minutes for interference on the goaltender.
In behind the goaltender for sure, as Potvin had stepped out a couple of feet. And Reichel kept coming.
2 minutes, interference on the goaltender.
Let's have another look at the goal by Pearson. Eastwood gets in all alone, can't beat Rudy. Wendell Clark skates by the rebound, but Pearson doesn't. And the Kings racing to get back as it started off as a 2-0 and ended up 4 Kings back there, but none of them doing much.
So it's another power play for the Maple Leafs. Reichel off for interference on the goaltender. Face off to the left of Potvin. Foligno scored a power play goal for the Leafs in the first period. 4-1 Toronto. Dave Ella takes it. Takes his time. Now he starts out with it. Pass ahead. As far as center, Andrechuk, and then he lifts it into the corner to the left of Rudy. And it's cleared out of the zone very quickly. Sorley and Charlie Huddy are the defensemen back there as Ella comes in for Toronto. Sorley coming back to the net, chasing Anderson. The pass is back to Gill at the line. In on the boards. Slipped in front of the net. Andrechuk is covered there. Here's a chance. Andrechuk upended. And it's carried out of the zone by Taylor. Taylor's pass. Sorley tried to go in on the short side. And the Leafs won't pick it up and skate back. Anderson. He has Gill trailing him. Andrechuk on the other side. There's Gill coming in. Now he shoots. Rebound. And there's Rudy to hang on to it. With Andrechuk and Anderson in there very close. And what a great chance.
Well, the Leafs had a great opportunity, Bob. There was a pileup of about 6 players behind the Leaf net as McSorley tried to cut around, and then it ended up in this one, a 3-on-2, a lovely drop pass to Gill. Instead of shooting it there, he changes his mind and lets it go here, and Kelly Rudy makes the save with his left pad, and Andrechuk cannot shovel the rebound into the net. Now here's why that situation arose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in a pileup. There had to be a silver dollar down there somewhere that they're looking for. And Ellis on the bottom wanting to know if it was a first down. Did we make a first down, he's saying, Marty.
Toronto 4 and Los Angeles 1 with 1:02 left in the penalty to Reichel. So the Leafs have Foligno on now. McCown and Rouse are the 2 defensemen. Borshevsky and Krushelnyski. Here's Conacher to take the face-off for L.A. It's won by the Leafs. McCown at the blue line. Put it ahead. Borshevsky trying to put it back. And the Kings were there. Conacher icing the puck. Out of the net is Potvin to stop it for Rouse. They're nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period. Toronto up 3 goals. And on a power play now. McCown slipped up near center. Gretzky and Curry. These are 2 dangerous penalty killers for the LA Kings.
And you know they'll be going for the shorthanded goal, down 4-1.
Down to center. Shoots it into the corner. Bounced off the boards and came right to Rudy at the side of the net. Borshevsky missed it on the other side. The Leafs keep it in. This is Foligno. Foligno back to the line. McCown gets ready. Slides it past to the other side. Rouse's shot is blocked. The Kings trying to clear it out. And Gretzky failed to move it over the line. It's still in there. Borshevsky after it. His pass in off the boards going back of the net. The penalty is over now. The Kings are at full strength. It's Foligno holds stop. Foligno backhands it ahead. Back of the net, Krushelnyski. Borshevsky gets in front. Here's Foligno, and he's checked. A penalty coming up against Toronto, and it's Curry coming in with Gretzky. Curry trying to get to the net. Stopped by Lefebvre, and the play is whistled dead now. And there's going to be a penalty to the Maple Leafs. Mike Foligno gets the gate. As the Kings have killed off their penalty to Reichel, now they get a power play.
Foligno tripped Warren Reichel as the LA Kings were rolling out of their own zone. There it is, 10 is taken down. They're going to call it slashing, but they could have called it tripping as the puck was rolling to Wayne Gretzky. The Kings did get a fairly dangerous rush, but it didn't amount to anything. And so with 13:34 to go in the second period of this 4-1 Leaf game, The LA Kings get a power play and a chance to close the gap.
Kings have a power play goal in the books already tonight. Gretzky unassisted at 12:22 of the first period when the Leafs were leading 2-0. He made it 2-1. Foligno made it 3-1. And the Leafs have added one here in the second period. And it's 4-1. Pearson scored that goal. Now Foligno in the penalty box. And we're nearing the 7-minute mark of the second period. Up to center, Sidor shoots the puck in. In on the board, Sandstrom. Centered it, Robitaille was there. He was checked. Leafs with a chance to move it out. That's Gilmore on the boards, but he's pinned there. Sandstrom gets a shot, and he just missed the far post. It is kept in by McSorley, and now wrapped off the boards and out. McSorley to Sidor. Sidor shoots along one end. Potvin stepping in behind the net. Played it on the glass himself, but got by Gretzky, and the Leafs shoot it down the ice. 1:10 left to the penalty. Rudy away out of the net, leaving it for Marty McSorley. And he's coming out. McSorley played it up to center, and the speedy Millen is coming in. Millen circles, centers it, another shot, and stopped at the side of the goal. Corey Millen all over the place on this attack by LA. Coming to the line, the puck stopped at the blue line. And now Krushelnyski battles his way to center. Jitnik stopped him. Here's Berg! Can't get a shot though. Jitnik turns, comes back out. Jitnik to center. And over the line, the LA Kings. It's a pass in front. Quick shot. Renato stopped by Felix Potvin as he let one fly from 30 feet. Right at him.
Tony Granato with a great little wrist shot, and he got it away real quickly on the pass. One-timer, and Potvin makes his best stop of the night. Any goalie will tell you, if the shooter doesn't wind up to shoot, you don't have any kind of time at all. Granato didn't get as much on that as he would like to have. Potvin was out at the top of the crease. Just after Berg got a partial breakaway, he and McSorley go into the end of the rink, and Berg gives him a little massage as he's trying to get back into his own end. Marty McSorley has been a force for the LA Kings, and as a free agent, there's going to be a lot of teams talking about adding him to their roster.
Kings just keep it in. Jitnik, low shot, deflected wide. Kings on the power play, 15 seconds left in the penalty. McSorley playing as well as I've ever seen him play, I think. Tremendous spirit and drive, Marty McSorley. He's doing it all. And he's playing well back there. Well, the penalty is just about over. Only 3 seconds left in the penalty to Mike Foligno. The Leafs are leading 4-1.
Well, Pat Burns was saying for the game we have to have all 20 guys to win. We've had to have all 20 all season to get where we got in the season and to beat Detroit and St. Louis, and it's no different now. And up till this game, we haven't had all 20 guys going, but I think he's a little more happy with this one. Things are going bad for the Kings, so the lady covers her eyes up. Remember coaching, that would have been a bad idea, the odd time.
8:23 into the second period. Foligno out of the penalty box just in time to pick it up for Eastwood. Eastwood couldn't beat Blake to it. Leaves Foligno in on the boards. Here's Clark turning. Can't get a shot. He tried to stick handle around Donnelly, who took it away from him. He and Granato come in. Donnelly nailed as he tried to go in. And the Leafs do not clear it right away. Now they'll bring it out. It's Clark with one man back. He slowed up as he hit center ice. Now takes his shot and miss. Eastwood got the rebound. Eastwood goes in back of the goal, and Clark whacked his man in on the boards. Again, Millen coming to center with Granato. Shot in wide of the net. Reichel is knocked down. The crowd wanted a penalty, but they continue. And the Kings bring it in again. Curry is on the move. Chased by Pearson. Curry tried to pass it back, and Gilmore took it away from him. Gilmore lost it against the checking of Curry. Clark remains on there, long shift. Now he shoots it in and heads off to the Leaf bench. They are nearing the halfway mark of the second period. It is 4-1 Toronto. The Leafs come in again. Gilmore made a big move on Sador. And he was checked, but he knocked the puck into the corner. Gilmore comes to the front of the net. The pass to him. Went over to stick. He takes it again. Circles back out. But the play is called as Gilmore circled to go in front. And we'll be back right after this.
You know, I was thinking, it's a nice day for a quiet drive in the country.
Are you ready for something special? Molson Special Drive presents a Taste for Adventure sweepstakes.
Or a leisurely paddle downriver.
You could instantly peel and win exciting adventures like whitewater rafting, or war games in a fighter plane, or the grand prize one of 3 Geo trackers.
I thought you were going to stay dry today.
Come on, boy. That's enough adventure for one day.
Information on a Taste for Adventure sweepstakes is available at government stores.
The latest vehicle from GM has no moving parts. It uses no gas. It's made entirely of plastic that turns into steel. The new GM Visa card. Every time you use it, GM will credit 5% of your purchase toward a new car or truck from GM. That could mean hundreds, even thousands of dollars in savings over and above any other GM incentives or rebates. And there's no annual fee. The GM card, the new financial vehicle.
The Leaf penalty goes to Dave Andrechuk. It's an interference call.
It's on Charlie Huddy, number 22. It's coming up right here. I guess the question is who hit who? In Terry Gregson's opinion, it was Andrechuk that delivered the check. Pearson went off holding his stomach. And here's the reason why, as Charlie Huddy gives him a two-hander moments before Andrechuk took the ball.
Wasilewski stalling for time. Los Angeles 1 for 2 in the power play tonight. 4-1 Toronto, 9:50 remaining. Period number 2. Rudy out of the net. Stop that one for Zhetnik. He picks it up and skates out with it. Delivers a pass right away on the right side to Robitaille, and he couldn't hang on to it. McCown took it away from him, and the crowd now getting on Robitaille. Well, the Kings are on a power play, and they're coming in. Robitaille was spotted open on the wing. Shot it in back to the net. Sandstrom going after it. Zhetnik is in close. Sandstrom back of the goal trying to center it. Kings pick it up. Robitaille slipped it back into the corner. Sandstrom to the line. Sandstrom again. From Blake. Down to the corner and Gretzky takes over. Gretzky back of the goal. Everybody crowding on it now with Gretzky waiting to make his move. He slipped it out front. Potvin made a big save on Robitaille. And the puck goes over the glass into the crowd with 8:58 left in the period and 47 seconds left in the Andrechuk penalty.
Well, when Gretzky gets behind the net, especially on the power play, as a teammate of his, you got to get your stick on the ice and head for an opening. And if it isn't there, move away and try and find another one. Don't worry, he'll get you the puck if you've got your stick on the ice. But if you're roaming around with that stick up, that pass will come very quickly and you won't be ready for it.
Face off to the right of Potvin. Felix Potvin has been sharp in this hockey game tonight. 47 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. Andrechuk in the box for interference. And the Leafs pick it up and shoot it down the ice, winning that draw. There's Zhetnik back to the goal. Berg watching his move. Comes to the line. Now the pass intended for Granato doesn't work. And the Leafs are doing a good job killing this one off. 25 seconds left in the penalty. Zhetnik back to the goal. Pass out to Millen. He's slipping out to center ice. And in on the boards, Wasilewski caught him. And it's lifted high over Zhetnik down the ice again. 10 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. The Leafs have just about killed this one off now. Blake takes the pass, and that will do it. To the blue line, and at center, Donnelly coming in, penalty over. Donnelly's backhander stopped by Potvin. Zhetnik's shot. That's deflected wide of the goal. At the line is McSorley. He lifted one toward the net. The Leafs, Elliott knocked it down. Out to Berg. The Leafs are going to make changes. So Berg shoots it in. 7:50 left in the second period. Right goal. Pass at center, takes a hit, but shot it in. And the Leafs dig it out again. Clark got to center. Clark getting away from the hit coming from Reichel. Played on the boards at the far side and stopped. And that low shot just misses. Eastwood coming close. He was in there again, but Huddy had him covered. Huddy racing to center ice by Clark. In comes Yari Curry. Curry, a pass in front of Potvin, but only Leaf players there. And they go back the other way. Eastwood looking good, playing it back. A pass back in front of Clark, and he had to sidestep the hit and couldn't make it go toward the net at all. Just lost it. King dump it down the ice. Allen back. Away from Carson. Clark is up at center ice. Eastwood takes the pass, and Clark was crisscrossing. Couldn't pick it up again. Now Clark comes in by himself this time. On the outside, he gets inside, gets to the net, can't get a shot, another try, and it went high over the crossbar. But Clark made several big moves, working the puck to the net, and there's going to be a penalty on that play.
It's uniquely refreshing. It's naturally clear. It has no artificial color, no artificial flavors, and no caffeine. What is it? 7-Up. The original clear beverage. Nothing could be more refreshing.
A twin blade from Bic?
What's in it for me?
I'm a big man. Big man.
This is new?
A twin for normal skin and a twin for sensitive, right?
I'm a big man.
I'm a sensitive guy, right? So I tried it.
Big man.
It's good. It was great.
Big man.
The new Bic Twin Select. Normal, sensitive. It really blew me away. It made a big man out of me.
I'm a big man. Big man.
The LA Kings penalty, and it's Marty McSorley. He's called for hooking after that scramble in front of Kelly Rudy.
Bob, the Leafs are 1 for 4 in the power play tonight, and 9 of the 20 shots on goal they've got at this point came with the man advantage.
6:41 left of the second period. It's 4-1 Toronto. With a power play now, Andrechuk to the corner to Anderson. Gilmore with him, back to Anderson. Anderson, check by Conacher. Pass comes out to Elliott, takes a shot. A high one, and that missed. In back of the goal, it's Charlie Huddy finding the opening, and he didn't quite make it. That weak shot out. Stopped by Gill at the line. Gilmore to Gill. Gill waits. Elliott is on the other side at that blue line. Gilmore to Gill again. Now in it goes. Here's the pass right in front of the net. The shot. And Rudy got his stick on that. Gill made a good play to keep it in. Gill to Elliott. Elliott's shot. That's deflected. It'll go into the crowd with 5:54 remaining in the second period. It is 4-1 Toronto, and they're on a power play right now.
Well, the Leafs are passing the puck around, and as I mentioned earlier, when you get a team that defensemen run all the way to the boards, they get out of position. They can't get back in time if you pass them quickly. And Allen fumbled the pass reception, or he would have had a better chance than he got. But the secret against an aggressive penalty-killing crew is to move the puck. Here's the rush by Wendell Clark that didn't get the goal, but drew the penalty. You can see the trip right there by Marty McSorley on Clark.
Speaking of Marty McSorley, Harry, he has a minute 13 left in his penalty. Puck comes back over the line. The Leafs have to hurry to get back on side, and they do. Gilmore played it in on the right, Borshevsky. Off on the board, centered it. Foligno was there, but the Kings take it and clear it down the ice. 1 minute left in the penalty. Toronto 4, LA 1, here in Game 4, conference final. And up comes Borshevsky. And a circle back. Renato was watching him. Quick pass. Shewchuk nearly picked that up. Potvin gloved a high one, which is called on the offside anyway. And in the penalty now to McSorley, 43 seconds.
Well, the history of the Campbell Conference Finals, they've had the Campbell Conference set up as it is for 11 years. Only one series in those 11 years has gone 7 games. Only 2 have gone 6, 5 have gone 5, and 3 have gone 4. So it appears, at least in the western half of the National League, that the longest and the toughest and often the best series are in the divisional rounds of 1 and 2 and not in the Stanley Cup semifinal. Though this one may go up.
Gretzky steals the puck and the shot. Puckman had a little problem with that one off his right pad. Gretzky looking for it again and steals it. Nearly set up Curry. 25 seconds left in the penalty, and Gretzky doing a heck of a job killing this one off. He has the Leafs pinned in there. Gretzky again stopping Allen. And he goes off now and gets a big hand for his effort. The Leafs come up to center. Pearson shot it from center ice. Penalty almost over. Only 5 seconds left on it. And Granato comes up with Curry. Curry over the left line. Granato going for the net with Blake. And he tried to tip it in. Couldn't. Blake gets out front. And the McSorley messed it. Here's Clark up the center. Clark doing tricks again. Coming in for the net. And he ran into Rudy as he crossed in front of the net. Draws the crowd as he slammed into the boards. And I think Gregson is going to give Clark a penalty for interference on the goaltender. He was in full flight going through the crease. Nailed Rudy.
You can go as far as your heart can see. Be on any road that you want to be. It's your day, you're on your way.
At Esso, we never lose sight of what's most important to you.
You're on your way with Esso. It's your day, you're on your way.
Introducing the all-new Chrysler New Yorker. With a cab forward designed to give you more interior room than a Lincoln Continental, more horsepower than a Cadillac Seville, and more safety features than ever before. The 1994 Chrysler New Yorker. While others are raising prices, Chrysler is raising standards.
The Kings get their 4th power play of this hockey game. Wendell Clark is called for elbowing.
Boy, he was pouring off the wing and cutting across in front of Kelly Rudy. Rudy comes out to meet him, and Wendell puts his elbow up. Could have called it either way. Gregson chose to take the attacker.
4:15 left in the second period. It is 4-1 Toronto. And another big, important power play for the LA Kings. Gilmore stopped the first rush and slipped it back inside the LA blue line. Kings come back. They form up and start out. Straight up the middle. That's going to be offside. Donnelly was way over center ice receiving that pass.
Well, the LA Kings aren't the confident team they were in Game 3. And, of course, Toronto is a very difficult team to play against when they get a lead. In our second intermission, we are going to hear and see Ron McLean talk to Rob Blake, great young defenseman for the LA Kings, and Billy Harris, a former NHLer, has a establishment here called Harry O's. And we had our cameras there the other night to give you a shot of the social life in Los Angeles. Bob, you and I were asleep by then.
No, I was. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the second period. Toronto 4, Los Angeles 1. McCown will try to clear it out by McSorley. McSorley couldn't stop it. Gets to center. Krushelnyski was up there near center ice. McCown fell but got a stick on the puck. Now McSorley brings it back in. Krushelnyski couldn't tie him up. And LeFave back of the net. On the glass with it, down the ice it goes. 1 minute left in the penalty to Clark. Kings, tough time starting out against Gilmore's forechecking. McSorley comes back and Gilmore gives chase. McSorley moved the puck in a hurry in the corner, and Gretzky dances away from one check and deals it off to McSorley. And there's Gilmore again. Gilmore brings it in. Is Osborne coming for the net? Osborne was hit, and I think a penalty will be called. Osborne was upended by Marty McSorley going for the net, and he went sliding into the post, and I think McSorley will get this penalty.
Well, it was another pass interception by the Leafs in the neutral zone. And they've really given the Kings a tough time trying to get into the offensive zone in the power play. Osborne's going to the net. The attempted pass hits the door in the skate. Never got there, but McSorley, anticipating it getting there, hauled down Osborne from behind. So 32 seconds left in the penalty to Wendell Clark. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in the second period. The Leafs 4, the LA Kings nothing.
So the Leafs will be on a power play for 1:28, barring any other penalties. And a face-off coming now to the right of Kelly Rudy. Got there a moment ago of Mary Hart of Entertainment Tonight. Well, it's entertainment for the Leaf fans so far tonight in this building. They have 4 goals on the board. The Kings have won. 1:45 left to play. Make that 2:40 left to play in the second. Now 1:45 and McSorley's penalty, and there's more penalties coming now. It's going to be Dave Ellett of the Maple Leafs will go off. So 13 seconds left in Clark's penalty. There's the tripping call against Ellett. And McSorley has 1:41 left.
I think that was one of those excuse me trips. Here it is here as Yari Curry takes Ellett into the boards, and then Granato steals the puck from him. And then with a little hook around the pants, Ellett compounds one mistake into 2, and now will sit in the box for 2 minutes. So for 13 seconds, the LA Kings will have a 4-skater to 3 advantage till Wendell Clark gets out of the box. So winning the face-off is critical here, and wouldn't you like to put 25 out in a blue uniform to do this? These guys got hurt rollerblading yesterday, and we think they're going to recover.
Speaking of rollerblading, I suppose you did your usual bicycle ride along Redondo Beach today?
Yes, I did. And at the end of it, I was sweating in my bathing suit, and I went to the lifeguard, and I said, is it safe to swim here? And he looked at me at my sleek body and said, yes, sir, you can, but would you please stay out of the shipping lanes?
That's McCown trying to clear it out. The Kings trailing the Leafs 4-1. And in back of the net, Lefebvre has the opening. He got it by Gretzky out to center ice. Now Clark is out of the penalty box. Potvin will steer this one aside for Lefebvre. Laid it up to Clark. Clark against 2 Kings. So he gives it to Gilmore. Gilmore over the line with Clark. Gilmore doesn't shoot it. Turns back. Hangs on to it. Clark there on his skate, and then he lost it. Conacher turns. Shoved it up to center to Gretzky. On the right side, Blake closing in. The shot ripped at the net, rebound. Potvin stopped the first one. The second one missed the goal. 1:50 remaining in the second period. And it's Clark coming out. He'll have Osborne with him. Osborne takes the puck at the line. Clark had to turn to stay onside, and that forced Osborne to go back. McSorley has 40 seconds left in his penalty. The Leafs bring it in, and they're offside. Los Angeles blue line. Ellett has 53 seconds left in his penalty, and now McSorley 34.
Well, when Wayne Gretzky's leading the rush through the neutral zone, the defensemen's eyes light up because they know if they can get up on the play quickly, that Wayne will probably find you coming. And here Blake caught that, and look at the chance he got. Gretzky, the best I've ever seen at finding that guy. He comes from behind, and if you're a defenseman to play with Wayne Gretzky, you get on your high horse when you see he's got some time going through the neutral zone. Bob, I've noticed Gretzky cannot play long shifts. His shifts are as short as I've ever seen them. And he hasn't played as much tonight. You have to wonder whether he's a little under the weather.
He had a minor operation on a toe, and it's very sore, we're told. And maybe that's the reason he's taking short shifts. And just came off a broken rib. That was kept quiet for some time. But he says he's okay. Curry laid it over the line. That's offside. Now McSorley has 17 seconds left in his penalty. When he's out, the Kings will have a 19-second power play.
Well, Yari Curry, another dangerous customer for the LA Kings, has scored 1 goal in this series and has scored 7 in the playoffs, and has got 20 points in playoff competition 6 different times. And has there been a better hockey player from Finland in the National Hockey League than Yari Curry? I haven't seen him.
How about Europe?
You might be right.
4-1 Toronto. 1:13 remaining. Second period. Shots are 20-18 in favor of the Maple Leafs. Gilmore on the ice again. Boy, he's seeing a lot of ice time again tonight. Pat Burns dressing just 5 defensemen tonight. So he's gone back to that plan, which proved to be successful in the past in these playoffs. And it's working so far tonight here in Game 4. In the final minute of the second, look who's winding up. Gilmore turning back. McSorley out of the penalty box. Gilmore saw him in time, and then Lefebvre shot it up to the LA line. Gilmore has the puck again. A pass along the center ice, and it's dumped into the zone by Rouse. 40 seconds left in the period, and now Elliot's penalty is over. So they're at full strength. 4-1 Toronto, and the Kings come out. Curry leading the attack across center in with Gretzky. He tried to give it to Blake again, but it was deflected in front of Blake, and the Leafs, Doug Gilmore, shot it to center, knocked down by Foligno. Foligno made a big move. He fell, but then couldn't get by Blake, who also went down and played it from his knees. Here's Robitaille. Oh, Potvin got a piece of it and enough of it. Gilmore looked at the clock quickly and steered it to the line, and it's out. McSorley brought it back in, and that's offside, and only 3 seconds left in the period.
Well, Doug Gilmore hasn't been quite as flashy offensively, but's done a great job killing penalties. He's played on 2 different lines. He certainly has his temper under control tonight. He hasn't been looking for trouble, and yet he's been a target of the LA Kings. We don't think he should be wasting any energy trying to be physical, but you do love that part about him, his great competitiveness, which is a common characteristic of great players.
Face off just outside the line. Only the 1 goal scored in this second period. As the horn goes to end it, it was scored by Pearson. After Eastwood got a clear break with Clark, Pearson got the rebound.
Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs are 20 minutes away from turning this best-of-7 series into a best-of-3 and regaining the home ice advantage. But remember, the LA Kings, a dangerous team, can get a few in a hurry if you're not careful.
The shots after 2 periods, 20 by the Leafs, 19 by the Los Angeles Kings. Coming up, Rob Blake in our studio to chat with Ron McLean. And the score at the end of the second period here in Los Angeles, the Maple Leafs 4, the Los Angeles Kings 1.
When I was younger, they put people like me in institutions, not in jobs. Since I was a slow learner, no one gave me a chance. Now I have a job that I really love, and my boss is happy too, because I am good at my work. People called mentally handicapped can do a lot of jobs very well when someone gives them a chance. Do you have a job in your workplace for someone like me?
Hi, I'm Bruce Steele. In these days of deficit reduction, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation and What on Earth have combined to bring you lean, mean, cost-effective programming. Last fall, we began with a fresh new series of What on Earth programs. From now until September, it's the best of those shows. 2 shows for the price of 1. What a deal! What a concept! Now, before you say, repeats, did you see each of those shows from the very beginning? Be honest now. This is public broadcasting.
I grew up in Western Canada. Baseball was tremendously popular then. We referred to it as hardball. There were the tournaments all over the prairies and in BC. And, of course, you'd listen to the World Series in some far-off or from some far-off exotic place. My first Major League game was at Fenway Park in Boston. My father took me to see the Red Sox in the 1950s, and, you know, my eyes were bugging out. Baseball is a family game.
It took years of dedication,
Every part refined, then tested, until it all fit.
Joe Schlesinger, CBC News. David Halton, Washington.
Accurate, finely tuned, and precise. It gained status with time until it proved to be an original.
The dawn of a new era.
A newscast you can count on. The National with Alison Smith. Now on CBC News World, Canada's cable news network. Weeknights at 10 and 11.
I watch Venture on Sunday night on CBC.
I'm Robert Scully.
Bob Scully has the advantage of really knowing what's going on. He knows his subject. It is presented in a way that's understandable, and you can become part of it, and you become a spectator to that sport. Whereas Venture gives a story. That's why it's a spectator sport. You never know who's going to win.
That's our program for this week.
Of course, in this economic climate, the spectator sport has become a bit of a contact sport.
The excitement of drama. The magic of radio. Tune in when the stories unfold. It was 40 years ago, and John Colicos was king. Now he reigns again in the tragedy of King Lear. A radio drama special, Sunday afternoon, May 30th on CBC Radio.
I'd love to say that's a live shot of Los Angeles, but this was the first cloudy day of Hockey Night in Canada's visit. Nonetheless, a gorgeous couple of days here, and tonight, after 2 periods of play, Toronto 4, Los Angeles 1 in Game 4 of the Campbell Final. Our guest in the second intermission is about to be featured in this video pack. Rob Blake was a big factor for Los Angeles in their victory 2 nights ago with the game's opening goal, his third of the Stanley Cup playoffs as he dekes Potvin. Blake was also making his presence felt with hits. Got a penalty for this one. Don't know if that was a good call, but there's been a lot of penalties in this series thus far. He took out Bill Berg in front of the Argos sign in that game the other night. And Rob, that's to make you feel good because the game's not going so well tonight. What's wrong?
Well, obviously Toronto, they came out hard and they're taking it to us right now. We have 1 period left to try to catch up. We don't want to go back to Toronto 2-2. It's a tough building to play in, but we've got to come out here and make a statement in the third.
Been a lot of bounces in this series, and none of them went your way in that second period. You really did have 2 great scoring chances, and I'm sure that Barry wants you to join the play like you've been doing.
Yeah, as much as possible, especially when we're behind. You can take that extra chance, try to get the goal. When the game's close or we're ahead, I probably would stay back most of the time and try to preserve the lead.
You've had a great career here in Los Angeles, been named top defenseman every season, but this year seemed especially good, 16 goals. What accounts for your success?
Well, obviously the players we've played with, I think Larry Robinson, Paul Coffey, Charlie Huddy, can go on the defense here. Great experience and great learning and exposure for myself and the younger guys on the team, and I credit that a lot of help to my success.
Is it right that a lot of the year you've played with Alexei Zhitnik? And tell me about him.
Yeah, ever since the Paul Coffey trade, I was paired up with Alex, and he's improved so much. His confidence, he carries the puck, he loves to go, and he's just going to get better. He's 20 years old and his first year in the league, but he's going to get better as it goes.
Rob, Sioux Greyhounds won the Memorial Cup this afternoon, and Rick Kowalski's from your hometown of Simcoe, Ontario. Tell me what you know about Rick, and why is it so many players are coming out of Simcoe? Walmsley, of course, from the area, Port Dover, and Nelson Emerson from Waterford.
Well, Simcoe's a good breeding town. Jason Culmer's also from there, and we played him last series with the Vancouver Canucks. But Rick Kowalski is a pretty good friend of ours. We work out, we skate in the summer together. There's a bunch of us that get together, and real happy to see the Sioux Greyhounds win that.
Well, congratulations on another tremendous season for you. Good luck in the third tonight.
Thank you.
Rob Blake of the Los Angeles Kings anchoring their defense this season and hoping to rally his club down 3 here after 2 periods of play. Coming up next, Billy Harris, the former Toronto Maple Leaf and Los Angeles King, runs the hottest night spot in Manhattan Beach, and we'll show you some of the fun the fans had Friday night next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Until now, the idea of a luxury sports sedan sounded foreign. Introducing the all-new Chrysler LHS with more horsepower than a BMW 535i. More luxurious interior room than a Lexus 400, and an 11-speaker sound system that rivals the Mercedes 500 SEL. The new Chrysler LHS, made in Canada for the world.
Peace of mind. It comes of having made the right financial decisions, like listing your home at the right time, at the right price, and finding the right buyer. You needed the right advice to make those decisions, and chances are you started with the right agent. Because when you're selling your home, the right agent makes all the difference in the world. Realty World.
Hello, allergy sufferers. It's me, Grass. Can we talk? So, I make you a little sick when I pollinate? Pollen schmallen. Stop kvetching and take Claritin already. It works fast on your itchy eyes, runny nose, and sneezing. And for extra allergic congestion, take Claritin Extra. But why listen to me? Claritin is the non-drowsy brand doctors recommend most. So, what are you waiting for?
Rob Pearson, the only man to light it up in the second period, giving the Leafs a 3-goal cushion at the end of 2 periods of play. Toronto 4 and Los Angeles 1. Billy Harris spent 12 years in the NHL when he was with the New York Islanders. His nickname was Harry O, and that's now the name of one of the hottest bars in this city. So let's check out the action in the O Zone.
Sort of a theme bar where we're a neighborhood place. We've been compared to the West Coast Cheers, and we like to take care of the local people and have fun in here. So a lot of energy, and things have been going very well.
Don, you're the greatest damn coach in the league. I want you to go back to Boston and coach the Bruins. Don, good luck to you in blue. Good luck, buddy.
This is obviously the longest the Kings have ever gone in the playoffs, and the fans have been responding. It's hard to believe we're in Southern California. The fans are very knowledgeable. When I played here, we had a real base, hardcore 9,000 to 10,000 people. Now there's a hardcore 15,000 to 20,000 people, and you can't get a ticket in this city anymore. But the fans have really caught on to it, and tonight's a perfect example. We're lined up, and the main reason is to come in to watch the game at 7:30. Wayne obviously is a big name, big draw, but it's the smaller guys that are really catching on with the fans. I mean, Wayne is Wayne. I mean, there's no one greater than him. But the Daryl Sadors, the young stars, this kid Alexander Zhitnik. I mean, these kids are really popular with the fans, and they're just fun kids. Being raised in Toronto, coming up in the Marlborough system, and there's a lot of blue blood, I guess, still in my system. And it's a great organization, and I'm so happy to see what Cliff's done that I really believe they got a shot at going all the way this year, and the players believe that as well. And there's no doubt I'm rooting for them deep down.
With no good score, he had 250 goals in his NHL playing days. Toronto 4-1 leaders after 2. More on Molson Hockey Night in Canada from Los Angeles in a moment.
The Chevy Cavalier comes equipped with standard ABS brakes, which helps prevent wheel lockup, allowing you to maintain steering control during severe braking, unlike what could happen without ABS. Canada's best-selling car for 3 years running. Now comes with great leasing and financing options.
The Big Summer Sale by Canadian Tire customer John Stewart.
Well, I got the hint. So I went to Canadian Tire because I know there's a lot more for your car on sale this week, like this Prism car polish. It only costs $7.49. You just put it on and spray it off. You don't have to buff it or rub it. Just dry your car off. Of course, if you have a kid that wants this allowance, you don't have to do anything at all.
There's a lot more to Canadian Tire, for a lot less.
It's roll up the rim to win time again at Tim Hortons, and you could win one of 10 Ford Villagers. That'll get you rolling in style. 500 Canon camcorders. 1,500 Raleigh mountain bikes. Or over 3 million instant win prizes.
Always
So come on in and roll up the rim to win one of 10 Ford Villagers.
The latest vehicle from GM has no moving parts. It uses no gas. It's made entirely of plastic that turns into steel. The new GM Visa card. Every time you use it, GM will credit 5% of your purchase toward a new car or truck from GM. That could mean hundreds, even thousands of dollars in savings over and above any other GM incentives or rebates. And there's no annual fee. The GM card, the new financial vehicle.
It took years of dedication until it all fit. Finely tuned and precise, it proved to be an original. The National with Alison Smith on CBC News World, Canada's cable news network, weeknights at 10 and 11.
Another beautiful shot of California. Toronto 4, Los Angeles 1 here in the second intermission at the Forum in Inglewood. Well, if you watch the NBA draft lottery today, you know amazing things can happen with the number 66. In the NBA, they take the teams that missed the playoffs and all get their names represented by a ball that's thrown into a lottery cylinder. They draw from that to see who will get first pick in the amateur draft in June. The way it worked, 11 teams missed the playoffs. The best record was the Orlando Magic, so they only had one ball in the cylinder. The team that was worst, Dallas Mavericks, had 11 chances, and it worked from 1 through 11. Well, of the 66 balls in the cylinder, the one that came out first was the one belonging to the Orlando Magic, their lone chance, and they got it. So for the second consecutive year, they'll draft first overall. Somebody goes with Shaquille O'Neal to help their attack in Florida. That was the story with 66 in the NBA. From a hockey point of view, Gary Bettman knows now that that's all about Mario Lemieux. And on this date in history, Mario's woven a lot of his magic. 2 years ago, this was the scene versus Minnesota.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby!
And then, a year ago on this date, Ray Bourque and the Boston Bruins got this look at 66.
Look at this. Mario Lemieux coming to center, trying to fool Bourque, and does! Look out! Scores! Have you ever seen such finesse?
Bob Cole's at the ready along with Harry Neal. Third period action in Los Angeles next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
I used pressure-treated lumber, and I still have $800 in water damage. How come?
Even treated wood needs Thompson's Water Seal protection.
This patio was supposed to last for years. Now I have $1,200 in damage. Why?
Your concrete wasn't protected with Thompson's Water Seal. Thompson's penetrates into wood, brick, or concrete to form a barrier water can't get past, even when driven by 98-mile-per-hour winds.
Let it rain. This time I use Thompson's, a great defense against repair expense.
Thompson's, the first name in lasting protection.
It's price to go time at Hyundai. Right now, $99.95 gets you into this sporty 16-valve Elantra family sedan. This price to go Sonata is only $11,995. And it's loaded with luxury. And every Hyundai has one of the best warranties plus 24-hour roadside assistance. If you're into sports, this $10,495 Scoop will leave you breathless. And Excel CX is a steal at $72.95. But you'd better be quick because these price to go Hyundais are disappearing fast.
So, Steve.
Mr. Adams, hi.
You've come to take away my baby, huh?
Well...
No, I knew this day would come. I'd let go sometime. She's very special to me. All these years, and she's never let me down, not once. But she's yours now. You take care of her, and she'll be good for you.
I guess you're gonna miss her, aren't you?
Yes, but life goes on.
Welcome back to Inglewood, California, folks, and the Great Western Forum. The third period is coming up in Game 4 of the Campbell Conference Final. The Maple Leafs are leading the Los Angeles Kings 4-1 as they try to even the series at 2 games apiece and win back home ice advantage. 2 of the next 3, of course, if it goes all the way, will be played at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. And the Kings sent back in their own zone to start it off. And up the center. They speed away. This is Millen again. Boy, can he skate. He's right in on goal. Ran into the goalpost. Potvin has shoveled the puck away with a stick, but that's a great burst of speed by Corey Millen.
And a great defensive Pele Lefebvre. Millen may think twice now about trying to go outside. The defenseman had cut in. Lefebvre, who was beaten earlier on a rush by Millen, steers Millen right into the net. Didn't hook him, didn't haul him down. But Millen couldn't get around the corner and come out in front of the net. And it was too late to take a left turn and go behind the net. And that's a discouraging situation when that goalpost looms up in a big hurry.
Face-off will be to the right of Felix Potvin. He's made 18 stops in this hockey game. Gilmore at the ready again. Linesman didn't drop it. And when he does, Gilmore wins it. Down starts the lace-out. Berg played one at center. Millen skates back to pick it up. Osborne in watching him. Stopped at the line. The Leafs intercept. Manderville coming in with the pass. Osborne tried to tip it in the goal mouth. Long pass to Donnelly. Donnelly slipped it over for McSorley, and across the line early was Millen. He tried to get back out, but was too late, and that's offside. Wait a minute.
Well, Zhitnik's going to take a stupid penalty here. I think it's Zhitnik, or is it Granato, for knocking down the Leaf player well after this skirmish and rush had started. And this is what the Leafs did a little bit too much of, I thought, in Game 3. And the LA Kings are a little frustrated now, and Tony Granato makes a tough situation worse. This is well after the whistle.
2 minutes for
And fires the Leaf player to the ground. Didn't hurt him, didn't scare him. And Tony Granato, who is one of the more dangerous LA Kings, will not be very dangerous sitting where he is for the next 2 minutes. Barry Melrose, I'm sure, a little surprised and obviously upset at the lack of intensity that his team has shown tonight for the most part.
1 for 5 on the power play. The Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. So here they go to work on it again. Leading 4-1. Todd Gill winds up to slap it along the boards. Gilmore into the corner with it. Pass comes out in front of the net, and the Kings will bring it out. Gretzky got it up to center ice and gets the return pass from Curry, but it's called at the blue line.
Well, Gretzky didn't realize that defenseman Tim Waters had jumped into the rush trying to turn the 2-on-2 into a 3-on-2. After 2 periods, we'll have a look at some ice times here. Wayne Gretzky, 12:52. That's not going to get him anywhere near the 26-minute, 25-minute mark. And, of course, and you see that Alexei Zhitnik is playing nearly as much. Lefebvre, of course. Both teams have used 4 lines, and the Leafs have 13 forwards, although Baumgartner's only played a couple of shifts. So the guys that are logging the ice time for the Leafs are back on the blue line, especially the ones that play on the power play and get a little penalty kill. Yeah.
1:20 into the third period. 4-1, Toronto leads. On the power play, they move it in. Anderson swept it into the corner. Honey got back there first, and Taylor to the other corner with it. And McSorley just lifted a high one out and down the ice. 1 minute gone in the penalty. Granato of Los Angeles is in the penalty box. And the Leafs bring it out. Up over center ice is Clark. Pinned his man, but the puck goes back inside the Leaf line. Kings want to change. 2 minutes into the third period. And 40 seconds now left in this power play for Toronto. It is led by Clark this time. In with Gill. Gill in deep. In behind the net, but here's Clark getting in front. Slipped the pass back to the blue line to McCown. McCown again. Takes the shot. That's blocked. Shewchuk slapped it to center. Pearson is back there. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Pearson right in front of his own net. Got away from Shewchuk and up to center. McCown brings it over the line. McCown a pass back to Pearson. Into Clark. McCown was in deep. And the Kings shoot it down the ice. Toronto leading 4-1. And now LA is at full strength. They've killed that one off rather easily. they have to open up and look for goals. And here's Donnelly doing just that. In back of the net, Donnelly skating for the puck. Gets away from his check and leaves it for Millen. Millen is given a bump though, and the puck bounces very high and then comes down to the right of Potvin. Donnelly, a pass back to the line to Huddy. His low shot is stopped. Renato fed it in back of the net for Donnelly again. Renato misses it, and the Leafs bring it out. Clark takes it. He's up at center and going in. Clark eluding a hit. Gill's shot hit the post on the outside. Clark keeps the puck in, but Millen picks it up and turns back to the net. Kings do not get out. Clark in there again, stealing it, centered it, and no shot as Clark trying to put it back in the point and go to the net. A Krushelnyski pad on it. Kings out. As far as center, Borshevsky now takes it away. In with Foligno. Here's Krushelnyski, and he can't get the pass. Krushelnyski takes it off the boards. Bumped it in toward the net, and the Kings clear the zone. Gretzky left it for Robitaille. Robitaille got to center. He's up with Gretzky to the line with a long shot, loved by Potvin. And the Leaf goalie hangs on to it. The Leafs still lead by 3 goals. This game is coming to you from the Great Western Forum in Los Angeles.
Canada's north, majestic and serene. Or is it?
Join me Saturdays for Northlands.
Only in Prince Edward Island can you climb aboard Bart Bourne's newest toy, a full-scale reproduction of the Space Shuttle.
Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da!
I honestly cannot believe that I am 50 years old. My kids are more mature than I am. I feel sorry for them.
On the road again, Tuesday at 7.
Bob Cole and Harry Neal in the broadcast booth. Don Cherry, Ron McLean, the Hockey Night in Canada crew, and a quiet crowd at the Great Western Forum now. Leafs leading by 3 goals. And we're coming up to the 5-minute mark of the 3rd period. Blake's long shot deflected. It went wide of the open side of the net. The Leafs shoot it down the ice. Andrechuk giving chase. Mason has been waved off, and here comes Anderson to pick it up. Backhands one in there for Andrechuk. He took a shot off the glove of Rudy, and it got as far as the line, and now Robitaille coming to center. Up with Gretzky taking the pass. Gretzky in with the pass in front, and Potvin got a skate on it. And the Leafs hang on and shoot it out. This time it will be icing. As Blake comes back, and they played 4 minutes and 48 seconds of the 3rd period. Toronto 4, Los Angeles 1.
Well, I'm sure that the Toronto coaching staff is telling their players, look, here's 2 things we simply have to do well. 1, we have to get it out of our zone into the neutral zone every chance we can, even if you think we're giving possession up. The LA defensemen gamble at the best of time, and they're starting to gamble even more now, and we'll get a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 if you keep doing it. Here's the opportunity by the Kings. Potvin makes a nice stop on a deflection there. And the other thing is, no turnovers just over the offensive blue line like the last one, to give guys like Gretzky to come up through the neutral zone with an odd man.
And the other thing is not to get caught deep.
At least one forward. If in doubt, get out. That's what you should be thinking.
5 minutes into the 3rd period. 4-1, Toronto, as they try to even the series at 2 games each. It is Doug Gilmour again. Coming over the line. Rouse shot. Stopped by Rudy, and he has to hang on to it. Now he puts it back into play, but too late. The whistle had gone. He held it long enough, and Gregson called the play.
Well, there's the first 3-on-2 as the Leafs got the puck out into the neutral zone, catching all 3 LA King forwards. And they never did turn it into a great chance, but you give this guy the puck on the rush, and good things could happen. Bob Rouse with a safe 30-foot shot, and then he peels back to make sure he's not going to get trapped Defense first. Pat Burns' strategy of not practicing yesterday seems to have paid off. That, plus the insertion of Eastwood, Foligno, and Vanderbilt. Size and fresh legs.
And Shorley grabbed that puck as it flipped in toward the net right from the draw. Rouse coming back. Gilmore receiving a cut over the eye. He's being attended to at the league bench now. He won't leave. They're coming up to the 6-minute mark of the third. Kings desperately trying to get something going for a goal and then see what happens. Taylor is in looking for the puck. Tied up. Kept in by McSorley. Carson centered it. All Leafs were back. And it's Pearson bringing it up with Eastwood. Pearson over the line. Gets set to shoot it. Now forced to go to the corner against Huddy. Eastwood is bumped on the boards. Eastwood trying to kick it loose. He does. Pearson brings it out. Pearson is upended. Now it's back on the boards again, and finally it's cleared out over the line by the Kings. Up to center, Carson. Goes in, McSorley trying to get off as the Leafs are back, and Clark has a head of steam up again. A shot right on the net. Rudy the save. Shumchuk comes back against Osborne, couldn't beat him. It's tipped in over the line by Reichel. That's Gill back for Toronto. 6:30 gone in the third. 4-1 Leafs, and Reichel missed the pass. Todd Gill turns back. Flipped into the line, and Osborne takes over at center. Osborne is coming in. And on that shot. Shot back of the goal. Leafs trying to center it for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt to Gill, but a hard pass is off his stick and out. And Gill smartly played it back deep in his own zone. Reichel was in first. Reichel takes it again. Reichel trying to center it, put it onto the stick of Vanderbilt. It's not out. Blake stops. Shoots it back to the net. Shumchuk bumped by Osborne. And it's along the boards and down inside the LA line, giving the Leafs the signal to change. Nearing the 8-minute mark now, the third. Time running out on Los Angeles as Granato comes in, stopped, and the Leafs just simply rolled it into the LA zone. Shorley back against Krushelnyski. Quick pass to Granato. To Donnelly. He let it go over on this side. And then Donnelly caught up with it, and Millen had gone in ahead of him offside. 12:20 remaining in the third period. Toronto leading 4-1.
You know, I was thinking, it's a nice day for a quiet drive in the country.
Are you ready for something special? Molson Special Drive presents a Taste for Adventure sweepstakes.
Or a leisurely paddle downriver.
You could instantly peel and win exciting adventures like whitewater rafting, or war games in a fighter plane, or the grand prize one of 3 Geo trackers.
I thought you were going to stay dry today.
Come on, boy. That's enough adventure for one day.
Information on a Taste for Adventure sweepstakes is available at government stores.
Just like an old friend, you can count on and trust. It's like stroking on the sunshine, right over the rust, treated to trim clad.
You'll find more things than ever to paint and protect with fast-drying, long-lasting Tremclad. Now also in 6 pastel colors.
Give it that TS.
To your left, Merv Griffin, TV star, of course, and looking a little, all right, I guess a little tired. That's Mrs. Wayne Gretzky. That's Janet. That's Paulina. And Tim Thiem is the gentleman there. He was the singer at the wedding of Wayne and Janet. Nearing the 8-minute mark of the third. And this is Donnelly trying to go in for LA. Put off stride behind the net, and the Leafs are doing a good job protecting this lead. And they're keeping the Kings honest by coming at them again. It's Foligno playing it in toward the net, but Huddy got it out. Donnelly is up at center near the line, giving a pump, and the puck just rolled in over the line. McSorley takes his shot, nowhere near the net. It'll come to Zhitnik on this side. He got away from Foligno, and now Foligno tipped the puck out and down the ice. Zhitnik coming back. 8:30 gone in the third. 4-1 Leafs. That's Robitaille. Saw a hit coming and put on the brakes rather quickly. Here's Anderson trying to go in. He's knocked out, and there's going to be a Los Angeles penalty. Zhitnik, the defenseman, pulling Anderson down as he tried to break in, and it's another Leaf power play coming up.
Well, Zhitnik had to make a decision. Do I pull him down or do I let him go in alone? Because Anderson's on about a 45-degree angle as he starts to cut past him, and I think might have fallen even if Zhitnik hadn't grabbed him. But every defenseman in the league knows that nobody cuts in better coming off the right wing than Glenn Anderson, and Zhitnik learned that, I'm sure, the hard way as a rookie in the National League.
Toronto 1 for 6 on the power play in the hockey game. Their power play goal came in the first period when Foligno scored. And that made it 3-1 at the time. Pearson added a goal for Toronto in the second. We're in the third now. 4-1 Leafs. And Gill couldn't stop it at the line. Blake hammered it out there. Gill takes it on a skate, and to hurry a pass back to Weller. That is Taylor chasing him. Blake comes in, pitching in, the pass, right to puck bag. And he blocked the short side. Anderson on the ice around the net. Left it there. Here comes Gilmore. Against Conacher. Toyed with him a bit before giving it to center. Ellen continues on. Anderson back there. Shewchuk hit him hard. Puck stopped by Ellen at the blue line. Couldn't keep it in though. And the Leafs come back. 1:20 left to the penalty to LA. Andrechuk feeds it on the wing. It is Allen stopping it at the blue line. Anderson is in there. Cuts in front of the net. Now he tried to pass it and fell behind the goal. Cleared back out, and the play is called on the offside. And he'll bring it back inside the Leaf line on that intentional offside.
Well, it was a good play by Dave Allen because he was going to get checked. And nobody could evacuate the zone quickly enough, so he threw it back in. And the Leaf player, who was on the inside and a little tired, Doug Gilmore, I believe, may touch the puck. So the intentional offside rule is put into effect. You don't see it very often, but I'm sure the Leafs will much rather have with a minute and 4 left in Zhitnik's penalty, a fresh crew out there, because LA has manufactured some chances on 2 or 3 Leaf power plays tonight. And there'd be nothing like a short-handed goal to light the fires in the bellies of the LA Kings.
Nearly half a period left. This is the third. 10:15 left in the period as the play is whistled dead again, and another penalty coming up.
Eastwood's going to get it for interference. He tried to help his defenseman out a little bit, Bob Rouse, to clear the zone. And he ran a little interference, and this has been the favorite call. They may call it hooking or holding, but here it is right here. And all he wants to do is make Reichel there take an extra step to get to Rouse. And he did it a little too enthusiastic. So that power play, 56 seconds left for Zhitnik, so they'll play 4 aside here for a little less than a minute. Then the Kings will have a 1-minute power play roughly.
Minute 4. Unless there are other penalties, of course. Gretzky comes on again with Curry to his left. Huddy, the defenseman, will move up. That's McCown. He and Lefebvre are the Leaf defensemen. McCown was bumped by Curry. Puck comes to center. Gilmore brings it in with Bird. Gilmore on with the brakes. Feeds it back. Lefebvre shot. Loose puck for a second. And now Gretzky rolled it in under the goaltender. And Rudy hangs on to it. That was McSorley back there.
Well, there's still lots of hockey left in the Stanley Cup race. The New York Islanders have forced a 5th game here in Montreal tomorrow night. We'll have that one for you, 7:30 Eastern. And then on Tuesday, these 2 teams will play again at Maple Leaf Gardens in Game 5 of this series. 9:56 to go. The Leafs are up by 3. This noisy, rambunctious Great Western Forum crowd is almost completely silenced.
Chris Cuthbert, Sean Garrett, and Dick Urban, of course, and the Hockey Night in Canada crew in the East, covering that series for us. I'll be on deck tomorrow. 9:50 left in this one. In the third. The Leafs up 4-1. And they are 4 skaters aside at this moment. That's McSorley taking a long route to bring the puck in over the line, and the Leafs get it out again. Gilmore stops it, hangs on to it, takes his time at center, got by Gretzky, made a clever move to move away from Curry, now loses it, and it's Gretzky picking it up, waiting for somebody to catch up. McSorley comes in, McSorley won't shoot it, he goes back to the net. McSorley slipped a pass out, Sador can't handle it, and it's out over the line. The Kings with a man advantage now, and 50 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. This is Gretzky coming in, a neat pass in front, score! Blake coming in, and a power play goal for Los Angeles, and they're back in it.
Well, that's what they needed to replenish some interest that had disappeared here, not only among the fans, but among the King players. And Rob Blake comes roaring in late off the blue line. Remember in Game 3, he got a great goal. Here he comes, number 4, from a way back. Doug Gilmore should have looked over his shoulder. He didn't. And Blake walks right into within 15 feet and beats a Felix Potvin who had no chance. Here's another look at it. The forwards have to look over their shoulder to make sure nobody's coming late on the penalty kill. The Leafs didn't, and they paid for it. Now they've got a tiger in the tanks of the LA Kings.
Sador and Gretzky assisted on the goal. Blake scored it. 10:59 the time of that goal. It is now 4-2 Toronto.
The higher you go, the more power you need.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
That's why up here, they depend on the most horsepower in a turbo diesel pickup.
Like a rock,
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
like a rock.
Hey, man, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe finish high school. Then college. Wife. House. Kids. Bowl on Wednesdays. Work off the old gut. Make middle management. I hang it up and head on down to Miami. Buy some white shoes and pants that come up to my chest and complain about the government full time.
No, man. I mean, what do you want to do this afternoon?
Oh. The beach. I love it!
This is yours, Harry.
Well, this crowd's been sitting on their hands for about 30 minutes now. And with some prompting from the scoreboard, here's Felix the Cat sign. They are now trying to inspire a fairly calm LA King team.
Well, 8:40 left in the third, and that's plenty of time. You know how this team can explode if given the chance. Well, they have one goal up there on the board now, 4-2. Toronto still leading. And the Leafs being forced by the Kings a little bit now. Blake and Zhitnik. Zhitnik in front of his own net. Nearly lost it against Osborne. Bird kept the puck in. Blake back to the net, moved it very quickly. In on the boards, it's the Kings trying to organize now. Zhitnik grabbed by Osborne, but he got a pass up to center. They're in over the line, down, and he's going in. And he can't get in there quickly enough. Just out of his reach. Bird got to center. And then Osborne shot it into the zone. 7:45 left in the third period. Good piece of work by Eastwood to get in there and stop a pass. But Curry takes it. Curry, a pass to Gretzky. Gretzky over center and to the line. Gretzky dropped it back and goes for the net. It is in back to the net and now quickly to Pearson. Pearson to center with Clark. Clark moving up on the net. Trying to get in front. Couldn't get a shot on that sharp angle. Kings fired up a bit now on that last power play goal by Blake. It is 4-2 Toronto. Puck out over the line near center ice. This is Pearson and Eastwood. The pass to Eastwood. Intercepted by Sandstrom, who got back to hit him. He hit him hard in the corner. Eastwood still with it. Trying to get it back, and Gretzky stole it. Now he's coming out to center. Gretzky dumped it into the lead zone and chases it. He picked it up and centered it. Pearson takes it near the line. He was nailed by Blake as he cleared it down the ice. Tempo up now. With 6:35 remaining third. Right in front. Clark trying to tip it. Here's a chance for Anderson. The pass in behind Gilmore. Back to the blue line. Another long shot. And Rudy stopped that with the pass. Clark kept it in with Gilmore. Gilmore lost it. Gretzky there. Gretzky tried to set it up. And it was intercepted. Leafs bring it in again. Here's Anderson. He's forced to go around the net against Blake. Anderson one-hands it back to the line to Lefebvre. And he dumped it up back of the net. Sador there for L.A. Sador got it off the boards and out. Stopped though by Lefebvre, who shoots it back in. We have 6 minutes left in the third period. It is 4-2 Toronto. Gilmore keeping it in. Robitaille can't get going. Rouse shot it in. Out of the net. Rudy. Here's Anderson. Ran into Sador, knocked him down. The Leafs keep it in. Anderson worked it in on the left side for Andrechuk. And he fell to the ice against Blake. Taylor couldn't pick it up. It's back in the net again. Here comes Foligno. Foligno shot it along the boards. It's centered by Krushelnyski. Foligno keeping the puck in. Andrechuk going after Taylor. And the puck cleared out and shot back in. The Leafs have to skate back onside. 5:15 remaining in the third period. Toronto leading 4-2. It is Mike Foligno again, coming in. Foligno, a good move. Getting in front of the net for Krushelnyski. And he can't get the pass. Borshevsky shot it in back of the net. Foligno parked in front. Can't get his stick loose for the shot. Again, Foligno gets up and chases it. This is Borshevsky. Fired one in there. Krushelnyski is covered. Got his stick on it, but the Kings shoot it on the glass, and they do not get it out. Borshevsky coming in, fanned on that. Leafs pressing the Kings now. 4:35 remaining in the third period, and the Kings want to make changes. In they come. It is Robitaille. His shot, Potvin the save, and Borshevsky picks it up. Comes back out with it. Ahead it goes, but Robitaille took it away from Osborne. Leafs get it out over the line. Osborne took a swing at it. He and Zhitnik bumped together. Robitaille comes in looking for it, but the Leafs clear the zone. And now we have 4 minutes left in the third period. It is Toronto 4, Los Angeles 2 in Game 4 of the conference final. Up to center, 3 Kings. The speedy line. Donnelly going for the net. The shot blocked. Zhitnik kept it in. There's Vanderbilt tipping it ahead. It is Berg missing the pass as he reached for it. Now Blake lines him up, and he nails it. Well, Blake, a solid defenseman for the LA Kings. Back for Los Angeles. Donnelly comes in with Granato, but McSorley has to wait out in the center ice area now before shooting it in again. 3:20 to play in the third. The Leafs are leading by that 2-goal margin. They're leading 4-1 coming into the period, but the Kings have scored. It's 4-2.
Every day at Esso, we go to extremes. From desert heat to minus 40. Quality is essential to us. It's a lot of time, and it's a lot of care.
Our gasoline goes through at least 16 different quality control tests. Nothing is left to chance. Quality is too important. From the first tests to the last stop.
At Esso, you can count on all of us for the quality of our products.
Dear Gene, I'm Mike Moore, owner of Premier Envelope. Remember, you helped us set up our 800 entry line from BC Tel. I'm just writing to tell you, our 800 entry number on Vancouver Island now accounts for 40% of our business. And our customers love it because they never hesitate to call an 800 number.
800 entry from BC Tel is a toll-free service that makes an 800 number affordable for any business, any size.
2 million envelopes and I can't find a stamp.
Well, you can see the importance of Game 4 as far as the Leafs are concerned. This is the third time that they've played a Game 4, and they've outscored the opposition 11-5. They like Game 4, but they've been behind all the series, so Game 4s have been monumental and highly obvious. One of the reasons why they won the series. Barry Melrose watches his team 3 minutes and 18 seconds away from giving the home ice advantage back.
They split the first 2 games in Toronto. The Leafs 4-1, the Kings 3-2. Then a 4-2 win for Los Angeles in the first game here, which was Game 3. Now this is 4-2 in favor of Toronto with 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Now we're under 3 minutes as the Leafs trying to clear the zone. Clark takes it to center by Curry with the pass, and Pearson trying to backhand it in, but put it over the boards at the Kings bench. 2:51 left.
The other thing I'm sure the Leaf forwards have been told, do not center the puck in the LA Kings zone hoping one of your men gets it. Hang on to it back there. You want to walk out with it from behind the net or from the corner, that's not a bad idea. But if you center it and they intercept it, they could have 4 guys on the ponies heading up toward the Leaf zone.
The coach is coming out of them again tonight. You miss it? No, of course not. 2:45 left in the third. Toronto 4, Los Angeles 2. Leafs trying to stall the Kings now from getting anything going. And Anderson is doing his chore, going in, bumping the man on the forecheck. Sador. Gilmore whipped it back to the net. Comes out to Donnelly. Donnelly has to take a quick look and then shoot it to center. Granato played it in for Blake. Back over the line for Granato. He's bumped by Andrechuk. It's still inside the line, though. And the Kings look for it. Here comes Rudy out of the net. It is centered by everybody. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in the third. The Los Angeles net is empty. There's an attempt at it, and it's wide. And Blake goes back to slap it to the corner. Sador picks it up. He got by Gilmore. 4 Kings, make it 5. They all rush in now. Donnelly closing in. And Potvin saw that and made the save. And it's cleared out into the center ice area. 1:40 remaining in the third with the LA net empty. The Kings pulling out all the stops. Here's Robitaille coming in. Robitaille to McSorley. He's stopped. Gill gets it out over the line. And it's flipped back in. The Leafs kill some precious seconds before clearing it to center ice. Nobody can get a shot down the ice from center with 1:20 left and the net empty there. Fired in by Gretzky. 1:15 left in the third. Potvin put it on the glass. Knocked out by Gretzky. Centered! Great save by Potvin. Curry. And the puck is to the line, not out. A sensational save by Potvin. Curry. Here's Robitaille. In the final minute of the third period, the Leafs get it out to center. And McSorley comes back. 50 seconds remaining in the third. The Leafs lead 4-2. LA net empty. And the 6 skaters remaining on, and Gretzky, one of them, turns at center. He has to shoot it in, giving it up to Lefebvre. Lefebvre ripped it to the boards in the corner, and it comes out over the line. This time, Foligno trying to get loose for his shot, and McSorley tied him up. 30 seconds remaining in the third now. McSorley, again, played it ahead. Gretzky set it up for Curry. Curry's pass in front, and the Leafs get it out of the zone, and they're going to win this one. It's Gretzky ambling back for it. 15 seconds remaining as Sador is done. Gretzky takes it away to center. Penalty coming up. But it won't matter, I don't think. Only 8.7 seconds remaining in the third period. And it's a 4-2 lead by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this should be it tonight.
Mike Foligno landed a heavy-duty elbow on the Sador, and he's going to get a penalty with 8.7 seconds to go. Foligno was mad. You see, Sador was kind of hooking him and not letting him get to the zone. So a left elbow to the head will cost Foligno 8.7 seconds. And what a stop Felix Potvin makes on Yari Curry on a great pass across from Gretzky. Here it comes now. The puck was bouncing. If that puck had been sitting on the ice, Curry would have put it in, and he never got all of the puck.
He had the open side there, though, and Potvin was trapped on the other side, so it seemed, but he recovered and just dove for the puck and made the save.
Well, that Mike Foligno's played a heck of a game tonight, hasn't he? I mean,
he really has.
He's got what I call the rub off, Bob. His enthusiasm, his intensity rubs off on his teammates. We all know he's not as smoothie as a hockey player, but people who play with him play better for some reason, and that's a great quality.
Only 5 seconds left in the third. Rudy is back in the net. The Leafs shoot it down to him, and this game comes to a close with the Toronto Maple Leafs coming here tonight. The Great Western Forum charged up to win, and they did, behind some stellar goaltending, solid goaltending, although not overworked Felix Potvin. The shots were even, 25 apiece. And the Leafs even the series at 2 games apiece.
Well, they jump out in front. 6:24. Eastwood scored the second goal to give them a 2-0 lead. All season long, we've seen the Leafs be a much more difficult team to play against when they get a lead, and on the road especially. And they did just that tonight, and they are now in a best 2 out of 3 with the home ice advantage. Game 6 coming up in Toronto on Tuesday night.
You mentioned Mike Foligno. It was Foligno who scored the winning goal. 14:52. Period number 1, 4-2. Leafs win it.
It's roll up the rim to win time again at Tim Hortons, and you could win one of 10 Ford Villagers. That'll get you rolling in style. 500 Canon camcorders. 1,500 Raleigh mountain bikes. Or over 3 million instant win prizes.
Always got time for Tim Hortons.
So come on in and roll up the rim to win one of 10 Ford Villagers.
A twin blade from Bic? What's in it for me?
I'm a big man. Big man.
This is new?
A twin for normal skin and a twin for sensitive, right?
I'm a big man.
I'm a sensitive guy, right?
So I tried it.
Big man.
It's good.
It was great.
Big man.
The new Bic Twin Select. Normal, sensitive. It really blew me away. You made a big man out of me.
I'm a big man. Big man.
At TD Bank, we have 475 customers named John Smith. They're all different, so we have different services to fit everyone. Because at TD, no matter what your name is, you're never just another John Smith. TD, your bank, your way.
This series will go 6 games. Tonight, Toronto wins it by a score of 4-2, reversing the outcome of 48 hours ago. The Molson 3 stars this evening. The first star, Toronto captain Wendell Clark. Pat Burns made several lineup changes, and those are reflected in the 3 stars as well. Mike Eastwood with the best performance by an Eastwood in LA since Clint starred in Unforgiven. And the 3rd star tonight, Mike Foligno, who's been great coming off days off and proved it again this evening. Both Eastwood and Foligno involved in the goal scoring. Toronto 4 to Los Angeles 2 to make it the series all tied at 2 games apiece. Honorable mentions, obviously, to Doug Gilmour, who was, again, great defensively this evening for the Leafs tonight, and Pat Burns made a lot of change-ups tonight. One he didn't was in goal, and Felix Potvin, who had come off a tough outing 2 nights ago, was stellar for the Maple Leafs, especially in the closing moments as Toronto allows 1 third-period goal, but the LA Kings couldn't get the one that would be most important to get back in this game. Burns made 3 changes tonight, going with the 13 forwards, obviously paid dividends for Toronto, and we'll try to get you a word from Mike Eastwood, who's been a little camera shy in his rookie season, and from Pat Burns, too, as we bring you the postgame tonight at the Forum in Inglewood, California. Again, the final 4-2. Here's Mike Eastwood involved on a breakaway. Kelly Rudy with a great save. Wendell Clark goes by the loose puck. and then Rob Pearson pounces on it. That was in the second period and gave Toronto the 3-goal cushion. And they cruise to a 4-2 road victory to send the series back to Toronto tied at 2 games apiece. Live, you're watching Molson Hockey Night in Canada in the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Just like an old friend you can count on and trust. It's like smoking on the sunshine, right over the rust, treated to trim clad.
You'll find more things than ever to paint and protect with fast-drying, long-lasting Tremclad. Now also in 6 pastel colors.
Give it that TS. I'm feeling empty. I'm feeling blue. I know it's over, and I know it's through.
Man, now that's the blues.
Next time you want a Diet Pepsi, Ray, all you gotta do is ask.
Now that's the right one, baby.
Introducing the all-new Chrysler New Yorker. With a cab-forward design to give you more interior room than a Lincoln Continental, more horsepower than a Cadillac Seville, and more safety features than ever before. The 1994 Chrysler New Yorker. While others are raising prices, Chrysler is raising standards.
There was the scene around Felix Potvin as Toronto gets this much-needed victory. Lose tonight, and they're down 3-1. To Wayne Gretzky and company, win this one, they can take the 5-hour flight tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. knowing they're right where they were against Detroit and St. Louis. Los Angeles-Toronto Game 5 will be seen 7:30 EDT Tuesday night at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Bob McGill, thanks for coming in. Bob, it's kind of funny. The Leafs are in the room. Pat did this, I think, in one other game where he grabbed everybody right after the game and got them in the room so that they'd, I don't know, cool down or not say anything to provoke the Kings.
Well, I think that, you know, it's important that he got all the guys together and congratulated everybody. And, you know, he just said that, you know, we've got to improve on some more things. And, you know, we obviously played a great game tonight. And, you know, he made sure that all the guys make sure they're humble in the paper and don't give anything to fuel the Kings.
What did you see in the game tonight as you were watching with Peter Zezel, who's in the room right now? And what's Peter's status and your own, for that matter?
Well, Pete, he pulled some muscles in his neck and his shoulder, and I think that he might be ready to play on Tuesday. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, I'm ready to play. My jaw's pretty much better now, and you know, I think that you know, the guys played a terrific game tonight. I think they really